welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Gold, it shines like fire blazing in the night, supreme of lordly wealth. Yes, gold throughout history has kindled the hottest, most ravaging fires known to humanity. It has burned away men, women, cities, entire civilizations. How can it generate such all-consuming heat, such awesome power? After all, it is such a pale, soft metal.
Do you know how much gold there's said to be? A ton.
I don't believe it.
Do you know how much a ton of gold is worth at today's prices?
That's immaterial. Don't you realize it's a wild goose chase?
Yes. But at least it's for a golden goose.
Our mystery drama, A Ton of Gold, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Sam Dan and stars Earl Hammond and Ralph Bell. I'll be back shortly with Act One. There are ties that bind us to each other. And of them all, which are the strongest? Love? Loyalty? Fear? Custom? Some of us go through a lifetime without ever putting any of them to the test. A battered, travel-stained Jeep bounces along the rocky desert road. We're in a high and lonely area of western New Mexico. Nothing much lives here except sagebrush, cactus, rattlesnakes, and a few Yahwei Indians. And one of them is a man of about 50 who is called Crazy Joe. Right now, he is sitting under a tattered awning of a ramshackle general store and filling station, watching the Jeep off in the distance as it slowly comes closer.
Now, what is this fella doing out in the heat of the day? Well, takes all kinds. Hey, Rosetta, you want to come out here?
Hi. Can I get some gas?
Sure.
Well,
what?
I thought you said I could get some gas.
Well, you can.
When?
When?
You're just sitting there.
Well, I know I'm sitting here. I sure ain't going to sit out there in the sun.
Yes, but how am I going to get my gas?
Rosetta, tell her how much you want.
Fill it, please, miss.
Hey, mister.
Yes, what is it?
Smile. You want to live longer. Hey, why don't you get out of the sun, huh?
If this young lady can put up with it, so can I.
Oh, I see. That's what's bothering
Who
you.
says anything's bothering me?
You're thinking, here's this lazy, no-account, shiftless old bum sitting back and letting this poor, skinny little girl do all the work.
I never said that.
Well, I didn't say you said it. I said you're thinking it. You'd rather I did it. But if I did it, I wouldn't have no reason to hire her to do it, and she wouldn't have a job, and who'd support her 5 kids, huh? You?
Could I get something to drink?
We got cold beer and soda pop.
I would like something without sugars, sweeteners, salts, some carbohydrates. Do you have any water?
Rosetta, when you're finished, bring him a glass. Hey, what's he got there now? 8 gallons?
Accept credit cards?
Yeah, we'll take it inside and write it up, Rosetta.
Here you are, miss. Mrs. That little girl, she has 5 children?
Number 6 on the way.
She doesn't talk very much, does she?
Well, that's because she's got nothing to say.
How far am I from the Yahwei Indian Reservation?
You're on it.
Oh. I wonder if you could help me. I'm looking for a man, a Yahweh. I don't know if he still lives around here. He may not even be alive. The truth is, I don't know if he ever existed.
You know what I think? I think you're looking for me.
You?
You want a fella named Joe Raincloud, huh?
Joe Raincloud?
Yeah, also known as, as Crazy Joe.
You're Crazy Joe?
Yeah. I can always tell when you fellas come around.
What do you mean by you fellas?
Treasure hunters.
Oh, but I'm not a treasure hunter.
Oh, no?
I'm a professor of archaeology.
Well, comes the same thing in the end.
My name is Doughty, Dr. Edwin D. Doughty. Mention was made of you in a monograph written by a Professor Zellman. You're supposed to know where the Zamora gold is hidden.
I do.
If you'll guide me to it, I'll be willing to divide it with you.
If I wanted to have the gold, I could take it all for myself now, couldn't I?
Why don't you want the gold?
You know why? There's a curse on it.
Come now.
Everyone who's tried to take it away has died.
Well, I don't believe that.
Well, nobody believes it. Round here, nobody even believes the gold exists. That's why they call me Crazy Joe. You take my advice. You just forget it.
Could I hire you to lead me to the gold?
As long as you understand that you won't come back alive.
All right, I shall be ready to start in exactly 1 week.
Oh, I'll be here. Yep. Here was the latest. And no way I could stop him. The idea of all that gold, I guess it just unhinges him. I tell him it's cursed by all the dead spirits of all the murdered Yahweh people. You can't take it away. But the minute you say words like curse and spirits, people figure you're a nut. So what happens to them? They die, all of them. And this one, what's his name? Dowdy? Well, he's going to be next. Right now, he's gone home to make all the preparations for the trip. I hope he remembers to make out his will.
But, darling, it will be quite an experience.
I'm not sure I want such an experience.
I need you.
What for?
To keep my notes and records.
You have your assistant.
Oh, Walter will be too busy with other details.
Oh, is Walter coming?
Yes, of course.
Well, why do I have to go?
I need someone I can trust. Absolutely. He's right on time. I'll get it. Walter, come on in.
Good evening, Professor. Mrs. Doughty.
I have wonderful news. I found him.
Him?
Joe Raincloud. Crazy Joe.
Oh.
He agreed to guide us to the treasure. We're to meet him Friday morning.
But it doesn't make sense.
Walter, my mind is made up.
Mrs. Doughty, do you know what he's talking about?
A very hot, dusty, uncomfortable journey in the desert. A rumor of some ancient buried treasure. A fool's errand, without a doubt.
My dear, almost every archaeological expedition begins as a fool's errand.
But this surpasses them all. A man of questionable sanity, a Dr. Zellman.
Zellman was one of the most competent, trustworthy...
He wrote about a revolt of Indian gold miners. A shipment of gold was being readied for transport to Spain. The Indians rose up in rebellion, seized the gold, and made their way deep into the wilderness, where they managed to hide it.
Now, why is that so difficult to believe?
What's hardest of all to believe is that this Indian, this Crazy Joe, knows where the gold is hidden and hasn't taken it for himself.
He believes the gold is cursed.
Why?
Because it brought death to so many thousands of Yahweh men, women, and children. Well, really practically destroyed the tribe.
And you believe him?
Yes.
How much gold is there supposed to be?
Zellman says close to a ton.
A ton of gold? Well, how much would a ton of gold be worth?
Today? Oh, $15, $16 million.
$16 million? Well, now that sounds interesting. Till now, we've been sweating in the tropics and freezing in the Arctic, looking for bits of stone and bone.
Mrs. Doughty, don't you realize it's a wild goose chase?
Yes, but at least it's for a golden goose.
And this is my wife, Mrs. Doughty, and my assistant, Mr. Walter Stafford. This is Joe Raincloud.
You can all call me Crazy Joe.
Are you saying that gold is there?
Yes, sir.
You've seen it personally?
Yes, ma'am.
I think we're ready. Ruth here, will you ride in the Jeep with Walter? I'm sure it'll be more comfortable. Joe and I will follow in the truck.
Before we go, it's only fair for me to tell you folks that you're not coming back.
Why do you say that?
You'll be dead.
Edwin, what is this man talking about?
Now, dearest, it's just a superstition.
It ain't a superstition. It's fact. It's the curse that's been put on the gold by the spirits of the Yahweh people.
Well, if that's the extent of the problem...
I believe we had better start.
Okay. But nobody can say they wasn't warned.
Joe, how long should it take?
3, 4 days.
You mean it's that far?
Well, in a couple of hours, we're going to head up the mountains. Now, it ain't going to be a road like this. There ain't going to be any road at all, most places. I am sorry that you insist on going, Professor.
I knew Zellman. Did you show him the gold?
Yeah.
Well, he came back alive to write about it, didn't
He decided not to take any of it.
he? Why?
He believed me. He took my advice, and he left it.
Joe, gold does not have to be used for evil.
Yeah?
It can be used to do good.
You can't prove that by the Yahweh people.
Well, I intend to use it for good.
Oh? Is that so?
I intend to establish a research foundation. Oh, I will take a modest stipend, but I'm basically a man of simple tastes.
Well, how about your wife? Does she have simple tastes, too?
I can generally convince Ruth that I am right.
And how about your assistant, this Walter Stafford fellow?
He is as dedicated to research as I am. Now, what do you think?
What do I think?
About our chances of returning alive with the treasure. You see, I don't completely rule out your story about the curse.
You don't?
I've studied primitive peoples like the Yahwehs all over the world.
Primitive peoples, huh?
I have every intention of placating the ancient spirits of your people.
How's that?
I will tell them that much of this gold will be used to better the lot of the remnants of the Yahweh people.
Well, I am sure they'd be glad to hear that.
So you see, Joe, I don't think I have anything to fear from so-called supernatural forces.
Well, maybe he had nothing to fear from supernatural forces. But if I was him, I'd worry about natural forces. I looked ahead at the two of them in the Jeep in front of us. The wife, the assistant, and I turned to look at the professor. Now, he was a man older than me, every bit of 60. The wife, well, she could have been more than 35, 40 tops. The assistant, maybe 30. Now, the two of them managed to give the impression that they didn't like each other, but the way they were sitting next to each other, I didn't seem to get that idea at all. Well, that night we made camp. After supper, the professor fell fast asleep. After a while, I dozed off myself. Now, did I dream this, or did I actually hear it?
Walter,
What is it?
can't you sleep either?
No. Shall we go for a walk?
No.
Why not?
Suppose he wakes up and sees we're missing.
What if he does? He'd never suspect anything.
Well, what about the Indian?
If you ask me, the Indian knows already.
How could he know?
I think it's obvious to almost everyone except your husband.
Walter, why did you agree to come on the trip? If he'd gone alone, we could have had such a good time by ourselves at home.
How can you even ask, Ruth? You know I'm completely dependent on his sponsorship.
I know. And I hate it. Well, maybe.
Maybe what? I need his recommendation for the teaching post, and that's all there is to it.
If you had a ton of gold, you wouldn't have to teach, would you?
No. I would say not.
And if I had a ton of gold, I wouldn't have to be his wife either.
And on such statements of expectation, let us end our first act. So, what do we know? We know there is a deception in domestic arrangements as far as the professor, his wife, and his assistant are concerned. We know that there may be a considerable sum of money in the offing. We know that 4 people have started out on this expedition. Are you beginning to get the feeling that less than that number may return? Wait for Act 2. It was the celebrated Honoré de Balzac who claimed that it was impossible for most married men to keep their wives perfectly happy. Therefore, we find that many of them have what can be charitably labeled as assistants. Most husbands are blissfully unaware of this state of affairs. Professor Edwin Doughty has an assistant in his department of archaeology in the college. Little does the good professor realize that the assistant also assists him at home. But back to the narrator of our story, a certain Joe Raincloud.
On the second day, we were in the mountains. Rugged, rocky country. I knew the trail. I'd been here before with other people. It was hard going. I'm pretty sure I was right about them, the wife and the assistant. And so I figured it was time to go to work.
Oh, what beautiful berries. What are they, Joe?
Hollandina.
Oh, what's that?
An old Indian name.
What does it mean?
Silent vengeance.
Silent vengeance.
Yeah. Very poisonous.
Oh, and I was about to eat one.
It's a good thing you didn't.
But why is it called silent vengeance?
Well, it was used by the women. You know, a wife might suspect her husband was making love to another girl, but she wouldn't say nothing. But one night she might squeeze the juice of some of these berries into the old man's supper. And very soon, he'd just keel over quietly.
You mean he'd be dead?
Dead and gone.
A Hollandiner berry. And it's such a beautiful, bright red color.
So is blood.
Joe?
Yes, Professor?
You think we'll be there tomorrow?
Tomorrow, next day. What's the difference? Gold's been there almost 400 years. Another day or two won't matter.
You mean there's a place where there's this ton of gold, and you're saying we'll be there tomorrow or the next night?
Now, Walter, we've already agreed that gold exists.
We haven't agreed, sir. I've come because, well, that's the way you wanted it.
We're traversing the ancient road, are we not, Joe?
Yeah.
What road?
The road of the rebellion, as Zellman termed it in his monograph.
There was a medicine man of the Yahwei people, and one morning he said, "My brothers, too long have we lived as slaves. Let us die like men." And they turned on the overseers and they killed them.
You see, Walter, how each nation has a similar legend?
Ours is no legend. Ours is the truth.
Well, of course, Joe, of course.
Well, here's the one thing I don't understand. Why did the Indians take the gold? It had no value for them the way it did for the white man. Why not just make good their escape?
Well, I'll tell you why. They kept the gold in order to destroy Garcilaso de Zamora. Now, he was the cruelest of all the Spanish conquistadores. Garcilaso, the butcher. He had to return to Spain to report the loss of the gold. Well, King Philip didn't believe him. He thought it was a scheme whereby Garcilaso could keep the gold for himself. So Garcilaso was hanged, drawn, and quartered, and the Yahweh people were avenged.
Where is the gold right now?
In a cave where the Yahweh people placed it, deep in the ground.
What form is it in?
Just it was found in the mine. Dust. Just like all the people who mined it are now dust. King Philip of Spain is also dust, and his dreams of conquest are dust. With this gold, he could have created an armada that was twice the size of the one he sent against England. An armada that could have won.
How do you know all this, Joe?
Well, these are stories that every Yahweh learns as he grows up. You know, he hears them when his mother sings him to sleep. He hears them at the council fires. We, the Yahweh, the smallest, the weakest of all the tribes, we changed the history of the white man in Europe. We defeated the Spanish Armada, and we are avenged. Wait, the fire's going out. I better get some more wood.
Well, do you believe him now, Walter?
I believe him. Yes, I believe him. But why is he leading us to the gold?
I'd already spoken to the wife. Now it's time to see about the assistant. Was I right about him? I had to be right. There was no other way to look at it. Hey, you want to give me a hand?
What is it?
Start the engine. I want to check on the radiator.
All right.
Yeah, all right. You can shut her off now.
Was there a problem?
Well, I'm just making sure that we're not going to have one.
We ought to be there tonight, then.
Well, if we don't fall off a cliff. Tell me something. What do you want to do with your share of the money?
My share?
Yeah, you and the professor and his wife. You decided how you're going to cut up the pie?
No, I hadn't thought about it.
Oh, who are you kidding, huh?
What do you mean?
Now, there's a ton of gold out there, and you mean you haven't thought about how much of it should be yours?
You don't understand. When we go out on an archaeological dig, we don't think of keeping what we find. It all goes to a museum.
Yeah, sure. As long as it's broken pots. Now, was it your idea that this ton of gold is going to go to a museum?
Well, as I say, I hadn't thought about it.
I guess he must have thought about it all morning. Because when we stopped to have us a little bite of lunch and tried to get out of the heat of the day, all of a sudden...
Professor, About the gold.
Yes, Walter.
What are we going to do with it?
We're going to set up the Edwin Doughty Research Foundation.
With the entire amount?
Yes, of course.
And none of us is to get any of it for our own use?
Walter, that's certainly not in the scientific spirit.
But this is gold.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
This gold does not belong to you to do with as you see fit.
Walter, I'm afraid I don't understand.
You understand, all right.
Look, I am in charge of this expedition.
Who elected you?
Walter, I think you are forgetting yourself.
No. Maybe I'm remembering. I mean to have my share.
Your share?
There's 4 of us. Joe doesn't want any. Okay? That leaves 3 of us.
I think this is a pointless discussion.
I'm going to take a third, whether you like it or not.
A third, eh?
It should be a half. After all, you and Ruth are husband and wife.
Walter, I'm willing to forget this silly outburst.
There's nothing silly about it. I'm going to get what's coming to me.
I stretched out a canvas, and the professor took his nap. I was about to relax myself when I noticed that the wife and the assistant were missing. They must have taken a walk. Where? Then I saw them. They were down the hill a little ways, behind the truck. Now, if I moved carefully, I could get close enough to hear them without being seen.
Walter, why did you irritate him?
Certain things had to be set forth and understood.
He's determined to create this foundation of his. It will be the crowning achievement of his career.
Where does that leave you? Me? Us?
Walter, darling, he's not going to do it.
No, I heard that tone in his voice. He means it.
So, are we going to let him?
I'm not.
How can you stop him?
I'm just going to take what I consider to be my fair share. He can't stop me.
I'm afraid he can.
That's impossible. I'm bigger and stronger. I'm half his age.
But he has something you don't.
What?
A gun.
A gun? He hates guns. He won't have one on an expedition, for any reason.
He's got a gun.
I can't believe it.
It's an automatic pistol. I saw him pack it away in his musette bag. You know, the one he carries with him all the time.
Why? Why does he have a gun?
It's an interesting question, isn't it?
It only means I'm going to have to take it away from him.
I knew about the gun. I had seen it in the bag as he sat beside me in the truck. Things were right on schedule. Maybe even a little bit ahead. And I sneaked back up the hill. I figured I could use a little nap myself. And when I woke up, I saw the professor was looking through some papers. Think it's time we got rolling? Where's Walter?
Down at the Jeep.
And you folks want to get moving, I'll start bringing the stuff down.
I'll be with you in a few minutes. I just want to go over these papers. Ruth, would you take a few notes, please?
The others will be down soon.
Will we be there by nightfall?
Yeah, just about. You going to knock the old boy off?
What are you talking about?
I just asked a simple question.
Of all people.
What? And it only needs a simple answer. Yes or no. Now, you didn't say either one. Maybe you're not sure yet. Now, the only thing is, a ton of gold can usually win any argument.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I know what I'm talking about. Now, you should start thinking about a couple of things.
This discussion is in very bad taste.
Murder is always in bad taste. What are you going to do about her? Now, I know all about you and her. 2 of you are cheating on him.
You're crazy.
Oh, that's right. I'm Crazy Joe. But she's a little older than you. She's the boss's wife. He don't take care of her in certain ways. You know what I mean. Now, you're young, you're good-looking, and it had to happen. But now what? If you kill him, you're stuck with her for life. Now, she's okay for now. But when you own a ton of gold, you can spread those wings, huh? Can you imagine the kind of dames you can have? Now, she gonna hold still for it? It's something to think about. No?
It is definitely something to think about, yes. The act of murder is usually simple. A quick blow, a single shot, a sudden thrust, and the deed is done. The complications usually set in afterwards. And just when you believe that it's all over, you discover it has only just begun. Our third act will begin shortly. While, unfortunately, we have many murders that are committed by criminals in the pursuit of their activities, it is also true that many more are committed by people who really cannot be considered as belonging to the criminal class. There are people who have never killed, who have never even conceived of killing, and who suddenly find themselves in a situation where they have lost all control, where the morality that has guided their conduct till now is suddenly swept away.
Yeah, how many times have I seen it happen? And I know I'm going to see it happen again. Well, we were getting ready for the last leg of the trip. That night, we would reach the cave and the gold. Now, she was sitting in the Jeep, and the professor just called over the assistant.
Walter, could you come over here for just a moment? There's the most interesting rock formation.
So, you're going to kill the professor, huh?
How dare you say that?
Oh, you dare to do it, I can dare to say it.
What gives you the right to make such a monstrous accusation?
Because it happens to be true. So, you kill him, And then what? You'll have the gold, sure. But you'll also have each other. Now, this young fella's not bad for now. He ain't no live wire. Now, you're going to have a ton of gold. Millions of guys will be after you. The kind of guys you always dreamed about. But what's the use? You and Walter are going to be stuck with each other as long as you live.
We'd better be getting started, Joe. Are you ready?
Yes, Professor. I guess we are all of us ready.
Is it much further?
Well, it looks like it's just about another mile.
Oh, then we're practically there.
Yeah, well, I was hoping to get there before dark. Hey, can I ask you something?
Of course.
Why do you have a gun?
Gun?
Yeah, the gun in your musette bag.
Oh, that gun. In case of snakes or wild animals?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, only if that's why you got it, I don't see why you don't wear it. So if you need it, it's handy. It's not going to do you much good packed away in a bag now, is it?
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
Oh. Well, what do you plan to do? Kill them both?
I'm afraid I don't understand.
But maybe you figure that you have to kill him.
Are you aware of what you're saying?
It's the only way you could use the money the way you want to.
Joe, I'm afraid you've taken leave of your senses.
Maybe it has nothing to do with the gold. Maybe you found out about the two of them. Well, you have to know about them. You'd have to be deaf, dumb, and blind not to see it.
Maybe I have been.
Well, whatever it is, it's your own business. Just one little question. After you do it, what do you plan to do about me? Wasn't a bad question. But these three people, they were so full of themselves, they didn't stop to think about me. Well, sooner or later, they'd have to think about me. And, of course, I was thinking about me all the time. Suddenly we were there. It was night. But there was a big desert moon, and the place was almost as bright as day. Well, we're here, folks.
Where is the cave?
It's behind those rocks.
How did the rocks get here?
The cave is very high and hollow. And I guess if you make a noise inside, you start vibrations, and it causes a rock slide.
Let's start getting the area cleared.
Why don't we have supper first?
I'm not hungry.
Nor am I.
It's going to take hours.
Well, the sooner we begin, the better.
Joe, there are picks and shovels in the truck.
Well, why don't you men start working and I'll prepare supper?
You want to prepare supper, ma'am?
Well, I know it's your job, Joe, but I don't mind. Certainly not tonight.
Come on, what are we waiting for?
Hey, please. Please, now listen to me for a minute. I told you I'd bring you to the place, and I did. I also told you about the spirits of the Yahweh people.
If you'll forgive me, Joe, you're repeating yourself.
No, I only want to say this. Whether or not you come back home alive is up to you. The curse of the gold is either inside you now or it isn't. If it is, save yourselves. Drive out the curse. But they weren't listening. The gold, it was a fever. And a fever can kill. And that was the curse. But you couldn't talk to them. They worked and worked until the last rock was removed from in front of the cave. I kept watching each of them. She had built a fire. She was busy cooking. But I was watching her, every move she made. And I have to tell you, she made some pretty interesting moves. And then, finally, the last rock was pushed out of the way.
We did it. Let's get the lanterns and go inside.
Why don't we eat supper first?
Yes, that's a good idea.
No, let's go inside first.
Oh, but everything's hot now and ready. The gold can wait. Come on, sit down, everyone. I've made a delicious stew.
Oh, that smells so good.
I didn't know you were such a good cook.
Well, I'm not really. It's just that you're very hungry. Oh, Joe, would you pass me your plate, please?
No, thanks, ma'am. I'm not hungry now.
Are you sure I can't persuade you?
No, I'm kind of tired. Maybe later.
What a deliciously tart taste.
I watched real close. The two men were packing it away. But she didn't eat a single bite. A delicious, tart taste, the professor had said. That was the Hollandina berry. A delicious taste would stay with you for maybe an hour, and it would be the last taste you would ever know. Finally, they was finished. I noticed the professor put on his musette bag. I guess that should have told me something.
Are we ready to enter the cave?
Let's go.
We'll each take a lantern. Joe, will you lead the way?
No.
No?
No, I can't go in there. It's taboo for me.
But you agreed to lead us to the gold.
Oh, you'll find it. It's maybe 20 feet inside against the wall. You'll see the leather sacks all piled up. You'll also see the bones.
What kind of bones?
The people who went there before you.
Oh.
If they're bones, they're dead. What can they do to you?
Walter, Ruth, are you ready? All right, follow me.
I'll be waiting out here. And remember, don't make any loud noises. Any kind of vibration can set up a rock slide. I don't think they heard a word I said. They rushed into the cave. Well, I followed them as far as the entrance. For a moment, there seemed to be a chill by the sight of the bones. But there was another sight that took first claim. Beside of them leather sacks. The seams of some of them had rotted away, and the bright yellow dust was sprinkled in heaps all over the floor. I listened. The cave was so high, so hollow, you could hear every word.
The gold. There's a ton of gold.
We've been gold! Gold! Oh, don't shout. Listen.
To what?
I didn't hear anything.
I thought I heard a rumbling. Joe's right. Better not make any noise.
I can't get over it. There is a ton of gold.
Yes, gold. And now it's time for us to have an accounting, Ruth. Walter?
What are you looking for, Professor? There's no point in rummaging around in your musette bag. If this pistol is what you're after, I've got it.
Walter!
When you weren't looking, Professor.
I see. Well, Walter, now what?
You said it was time for an accounting. I want half of the gold.
I see. And are you offering me the other half at pistol point?
No. The other half belongs to Ruth.
The two of you then have decided to kill me.
You had decided to kill us. That's why you brought the gun.
Do you feel you can trust each other? She has already betrayed her husband. And you have betrayed your employer, your friend. It's funny.
What's funny, Professor? It's going to be your last joke. We'd like to share it with you.
I can't talk very well.
It doesn't matter.
It's hard to breathe. The pain. The pain. Do you have a pain in your stomach? Do you?
A pain?
The joke. The last joke. It's
are you talking about?
Is it a hard thing to breathe? Don't you see? She did it.
What?
She poisoned us.
Poisoned?
That's the joke. It's on you. It's on me. She betrayed us both. She killed us. I can't move. I'm going to do...
Professor Darby. He's dead. You killed him. And you killed me, too.
No, I swear, Walter. Believe me. Well, not you. Just him. I did it to save your life. Don't you understand? He had the pistol. I didn't know you would steal it.
Can't breathe.
Don't point that gun at me, Walter, please.
There's a fire in my stomach.
No, darling, you're imagining it.
You killed me.
It's just his way of working on your imagination to destroy us. I didn't poison you. Why would I?
Because you want it all for yourself.
No.
Just like I want it all for myself.
Please, Walter, believe me.
No, Ruth. I'm dying. I know it. But before I die, I'm going to take you with me.
Please, Walter, don't shoot me, don't.
Stand still. I'll only take a second. It won't even hurt.
No.
Goodbye, Ruth. Goodbye.
Walter! It's a landslide! No! We will be sealed up in here forever!
Well, maybe not forever. Just until the next party comes along to look for the treasures of Garcilaso de Zamora. It's a ton of gold, and it's here for the taking. The problem is, you've got the curse of the ancient spirits of the Yahweh people.
I'm not exactly sure that's the problem. The problem could be the curse that each of us carries. In some of us, it's right out there on the surface. In others, it's buried so deep, we hardly know we have it, until it's aroused by a desire we never knew before. I shall return shortly.
I can't see germs. How do I know they're there?
Oh, you know all right.
Who are you?
I am Salmonella.
And I am his pal, Arnie.
Us germs live on meat and poultry and on foods made with eggs and dairy products. And when they're left out of room temperature for over 2 hours, we grow and grow.
And you germs make food taste bad, don't you?
Not necessarily.
Oh, we're sneaky. But after you've eaten food we've gotten to, you'll know.
Yeah, tummy cramps, headache, nausea, and also you can...
Keeping lizards, you're starting to gross me out.
Tough, kid. It's the germs' creed to spread food poisoning on an equal opportunity basis.
Yeah, to the high and the mighty, and to you.
Well, my mom knows how to outsmart you germs. I keep food hot, I'll keep them cold. Never in between. Food poisoning, honey, I keep my kitchen clean.
For a free booklet, write to Food Safety, U.S. Department of Agriculture, Washington 20250.
What is there in that pale, soft metal that enables it to rule the world? Who made the decision that gold should be the standard of value for all of us? And why do we continue to abide by it? Our story concerned a ton of gold. But if you were alone, isolated by a severe winter storm with temperatures below zero, if your life depended on keeping warm, would you rather have that ton of gold or a ton of coal? Our cast included Earl Hammond, Ralph Bell, Carol Teichel, and Gordon Gould. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. And now, a preview of our next tale.
Is it illegal to change one's name?
No, but it is suspicious. Now, madam, a hustle is a hustle. But to take advantage of a father's vulnerability...
I am only trying to help.
What you are doing is illegal.
Is it? I only promised I would reach his daughter spiritually, Lieutenant. I approach you filled with the spirit of cooperation.
This is a job for scientific police work.
Has scientific police work yielded any tangible results so far? Let me contact her spirit.
Contact her spirit?
You have not been able to contact her body.
Look, I really don't have time for this kind of nonsense.
Lieutenant, why do you fight me? Why do you refuse to open your mind to an infinite variety of other possibilities?
Madam, I am telling you, watch your step.
This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
Arthur Conan Doyle is one of the giant figures of English literature. His Sherlock Holmes is immortal. But some of Doyle's lesser-known stories should also be rated as classics. Interestingly, even Doyle's stories which do not feature his great detective show the same preoccupation with the solving of seemingly insoluble problems. And today's Case of the Lost Special is one of his best.
My name is Clément Roger. I am one of France's foremost attorneys. I hear you say, then, what are you doing in this dismal prison in Marseille in the year 1901? Well, I am here because of a most urgent and curious request from the most famous criminal in all of France, the notorious Herbert Lernac.
Monsieur Roger, I appreciate your coming here.
Lernac, before we start, like most of the French public, I have been following your case, and I must be honest, I see no hope. Hiring me as your defense attorney would just be a waste of money.
I could not agree with you more. It's inconceivable how a man of my experience could have been so stupid as to kill a greengrocer in front of 3 reputable witnesses. Well, they say who the gods would destroy, they first make mad. And that imbecile of a greengrocer made me very angry. But enough of that. Let me tell you the real reason I require your services.
Oh, you don't want me to represent you?
Oh, on the contrary, you are the only lawyer in all France who can perform the service I have in mind.
And that is?
I have a message which I want you to take to 3 most important men in the French government. You know them very well, and they will understand.
Hold on, Lernac. What makes you believe these men will listen to whatever message I bring them?
Oh, it's an excellent question. Tell me, Monsieur Roger, what would you label the greatest unsolved mystery of the last decade?
I would need some time to think.
It may save time if I suggest the disappearance of the Rochdale Special.
Yes, but of course. But what has the Rochdale disappearance to do with your case?
In order for you to see the connection, I must tell you a story. A story that began 8 years ago in Liverpool, in the office of the traffic manager of the London and West Coast Railway.
Well, good morning. My name is Thomas Potter. May I help you, gentlemen?
I am Monsieur Caratal. I would introduce my companion, but unfortunately, he is a mute. We must be in London by 3 o'clock this afternoon. It is imperative.
Oh, dear. It's a pity you just missed the express. It left less than half an hour ago, and the next train isn't scheduled until 1 p.m.
We were booked on the express, but that devilish storm off the coast delayed us. I have come all the way from Central America, and my business in London brooks no delay.
I was given to understand you were the gentleman to see about furnishing us with a special train. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. But we require a payment in cash immediately of £150.
That presents no problem at all. Here is the cash. Yes. If you can assure me that the special will get us to London before 3.
Monsieur Caratal, you will arrive in London well before 3 p.m.
Excellent. When can we board?
Almost immediately. But your train won't leave for 3/4 of an hour, since we'll require that time to telegraph down the line to clear the tracks.
We'll board as soon as we can. I prefer to wait in our carriage.
And so, Monsieur Roger, although I was not personally present at that meeting, as my story unfolds, you will come to understand that that is substantially the way it must have gone. And now we come to what was considered by Traffic Superintendent, the good Mr. Potter, an amazing coincidence.
An amazing coincidence, Major Moore. A most amazing coincidence.
Oh, how so?
This is the first time in my 20 years' experience that we've had 2 requests on the same day for special trains to London.
Does that mean I shall not get my special and my poor wife will have to go to the hospital without me by her side?
Oh, no. Not at all, Major. Quite the contrary. We have a gentleman from Central America who's already ordered a special, which should be made up by now. I see no reason why he shouldn't be willing to share his accommodations with a military man like yourself. After all, there's plenty of space. I shall go and ask him now.
Absolutely not. I have hired this special train, Monsieur Potter, and I intend to share it with no one. No one.
It's your train, sir, yes, but I thought inasmuch as Major Moore will share the cost.
Monsieur Potter, I am a man who likes my privacy. This is my train, mine alone, and I do not care to discuss this any further.
Bear with me, Monsieur Roger. For your information, Major Moore was none other than myself. And therefore I was able to ascertain that the special departed on time with the track clear.
Here now, Boston. Here's something strange. Manchester reports that the special hasn't arrived.
Hey, I wouldn't worry, sir. She's only 10 minutes late.
Well, it'll be devil to pay if she's broken down. Send off messages to the stations down the line asking if they know anything.
Kenyon Junction has already reported she passed there on time. There's only one station between Kenyon Junction and Manchester. That's Barton's Moss. I'm calling them now to ask what they know.
What about the local from Kenyon Junction? If there's trouble on the line, she should be reporting in.
That'd be Barton Moss now, sir. They report no sign of a special.
Order up an engine, 2 cars, and a work crew. We'll have them stand by, just in case we have a wreck on our hands.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Hodgkins, what is it now?
Manchester reports that the local from Kenyon Junction just arrived, and there was no sign of the special.
It must have gone through.
Yes, sir.
An engine, a tender, 2 railway cars, and 5 human beings cannot have vanished into thin air on a straight stretch of track.
No, sir.
Maybe that's our answer. What are they sending?
Hey, bad news, I'm afraid, sir. I'll have it all in a minute. They want you about 1.5 miles out of Kenyon Junction. You're to meet with an Inspector Collins of Scotland Yard.
Superintendent Potter, I assume. I want to thank you for coming so promptly. I'm Inspector Collins from the Yard.
Well, I'm sure we can use all the help we can get, Inspector. But how did the Yard get into this?
Step this way, please. You recognize this man?
Good Lord. It's James Slater, the engineer on the Rochdale Special.
He's dead. As far as we can determine, he died of a fractured neck sustained in a fall. I ask you, Superintendent, is it possible for an engineer to fall out of his cab?
Well, it's possible, Inspector, but highly unlikely in this case.
How so?
The very few times we've had anything like that happen, it was because the engineer was either drunk or ill, or he was leaning too far out of his cab on a bad curve. But Slater was a sober, hard-working, experienced engineer. And as you can see, this is a perfectly straight stretch of track.
But could it have happened? Could he have fallen?
In the absence of any other explanation, yes, Inspector, it is possible.
What is there, knock? Are you claiming responsibility for the vanishing of the Rochdale Special?
I would rather say, Monsieur Roger, I am taking credit for a masterpiece. I must convince you that it was I indeed who carried that disappearance through. Because you, in turn, must convince the people you talk with that I am truly the man. And that they stand in grave danger of exposure if they do not come to my assistance in the present matter. But to continue, Scotland Yard is now involved, and the worthy Inspector Collins returned to the office of the Superintendent Potter in Liverpool.
Superintendent Potter, let's marshal the facts and see what we have. 1, we have a special train en route to London. Last reported as passing through Kenyon Junction on time, and then disappearing somewhere between Kenyon Junction and Barton's Moss. Correct.
It would seem to be. In all the history of railroading, no man has ever lost a train.
Yes, I appreciate your feelings. Fact number 2. The body of John Slater, the engineer of said train, was found lying alongside the tracks about 1.5 miles from Kenyon Junction, but there was no sign of the train or any twisting of the rails that would indicate an accident. Correct.
Yes.
I now take it as fact that the train vanished somewhere between Kenyon Junction and Barton's Moss, along with the people in it. Which brings us to the people. First, the guard. How long had he been employed by London and West Coast?
James McPherson? He joined us more than 12 years ago. He has a spotless record.
And the stoker?
William Smith. We just hired 3 weeks ago, but he seemed to be an experienced, willing workout.
Which leaves the passengers. What can you tell me about the gentleman, Monsieur Caratal, who hired the special?
Well, maybe it's hindsight, but I've been thinking about those two, and they were a strange couple. Caratal was so small and fragile-looking, almost a dwarf. And this mute giant he had with him seemed like a bodyguard. And wait, one other thing comes to mind.
Yes?
The bodyguard was carrying a leather dispatch case, but it was chained to his wrist, which seemed most unusual.
There are too many unusual aspects of this whole case to suit me. For instance, this Major Moore you told me about. The man who wanted to share the special with this Caratal.
Well, nothing unusual about that. It was just a coincidence. The Major was a fine man, every inch a soldier. He had a sick wife in London, and he was naturally anxious to...
Would you think it unusual if I tell you that there is no record of any Major Moore in all the military? Nor any record of a Mrs. Moore in a London hospital at that time. Like your train, Major Moore seems to have vanished.
It's beyond me. What's to be done?
Tedious detective work, Superintendent. I want an engine, and I want your company when we ride over every inch of track where the special was lost.
We'd be better off in a handcar. I'll get a crew. You know that sideline we just passed leads to the Cornstalk Ironworks.
We've already checked it. The day that the special disappeared, there were 16 cars loaded with hematite blocking the entire track.
I say, there's a signal flag. The red is down at the next semaphore. Stop here, engineer. Stop here.
What's this all about?
Well, I'll find out in a minute. There's one of those newfangled telephone things on this semaphore.
I've a good mind to send in my resignation.
Well, what is it? What did they say to you on the telephone?
It almost doesn't bear repeating. But they've got some kind of spiritualist at the yard who claims he had a vision. He insists your little man, Monsieur Taratal, wasn't a man at all, but the devil himself. And he spirited the train away.
Preposterous notion, the idea about the devil, and yet it showed the desperation that reigned in Scotland Yard and how hard put they were to explain this incredible disappearance of an entire train. We'll be back shortly with the explanation, which is so ingeniously simple that it baffled the police for more than 8 years. To dream the impossible dream might well have served as the theme song for the life of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Ultimately, it led him into the spirit world in an impossible quest for answers to the riddle of life after death. We can be grateful for his absorption with this theme because he left us a treasure trove of mysteries. One of his lesser-known gems is The Lost Special, to which we now return as the arch-criminal Herbert Lernack continues spinning his incredible tale.
Monsieur Roger, as France's greatest criminal lawyer, it must seem almost ridiculous to sit in the prison cell of a man indicted for a stupid, clumsy murder of a greengrocer and listen to him claim to have been the mastermind of one of the great crimes of the century.
Oh, don't concern yourself with my feelings.
Ah, but your feelings are crucial, monsieur. The gentleman to whom you carry my message must know that they are hearing the truth.
I believe you, dear Mark. And I confess I am curious. Go ahead.
Very well. Let us go back then. As you recall, all England was in an uproar. Inspector Collins was besieged on all sides by criticisms and suggestions.
Inspector Collins, your visit is a great surprise. Last I heard, you'd handed in your resignation.
Yes, I did. It wasn't accepted. I finally got something solid. What you know about the guard in the van? I have his name down as James McPherson.
McPherson? Well, he's been with us for 12 years. Record clean as a whistle. Surely you don't suspect.
We'll talk about suspicions after you give me all the information you have on him.
Certainly, Inspector. Let me see. Ah, yes, here we are. He moved here from Scotland with his folks, got a job in a colliery, and then came to us as a switchman. Yeah, that's how he started. Worked his way up. Never late, rarely ill, married, and has one daughter.
That information checks with this letter. Do you have anything on his friends or associates?
Oh, that wouldn't be in the file, unless there was some particular reason, and in this case there obviously isn't. What about this letter?
Do you know his handwriting?
I have samples on applications and other things, but...
Should I have a look?
Yes, of course. Here you are. You mean you actually have a letter from McPherson?
It looks like it. Yes, it's his handwriting.
He wrote you? What's he say?
It's a letter to his wife, and it reads, I've been thinking a great deal, and I find it very hard to live without you. The same goes for Bert, our darling daughter. How is she? And you? I long so much to see you, but things are very difficult with me here.
Here? Where is he?
America.
Oh.
Let me finish. I'm enclosing some money, which should come when you change it to about £50. This should be enough to get you both over here. I suggest you try the Hamburg boats, which stop at Southampton. They're very good ships and cheaper than Liverpool. So please come and stop at the Woods Hotel. I will get you there. Your ever-loving husband, James McPherson. I'd be blessed. What a strange letter.
Of course, Monsieur Rocher, we had known all along that McPherson was the weak link, and he was under constant surveillance.
Just one moment, Leonard. You are asking me to go to the three most important men in France with a request. No, they are not fools, neither am I. There was no way you could have known what was in that letter.
Of course not. We knew he'd mailed a letter. Now remember, I had a confederate in England. The only way we could check was to see how Scotland Yard reacted, or if they reacted at all. Naturally, his wife was watched, and when she went to the yard and Collins returned to Liverpool, we knew.
And so?
We acted. I had to go to America. McPherson was my responsibility since I had recruited him.
Then he knew what had happened to the train.
Oh, but of course.
So what happened to McPherson?
What happened to the train?
No one knows.
Exactly. But you should have an inkling. I have revealed everything. No, not quite everything. Let me continue and take you back to England and the hard-working Inspector Collins and Superintendent Potter.
Good of you to come all the way to London, Superintendent.
I'd go to the ends of the earth if I could find out what happened to the special. You have some news?
Just that. News. Mrs. McPherson and her daughter are back from America. They stayed at the Woods Hotel for 2 weeks, and McPherson never contacted them.
Just another dead end. I must confess I was expecting more when I got your wire.
I have more. An entirely new line of investigation has opened up. Who would want to steal a train? I went back and started from that.
Oh, I've thought and thought about that, but I've come up with an absolute zero.
It wasn't the train, obviously. It must have been Caratal, a man who needed a bodyguard, a man who insisted on absolute privacy, and whose bodyguard was carrying a leather satchel chained to his wrist.
That was strange, and I said so at the time, but...
So I put all the facilities of the yard to work on the background of Caratal. It turns out that he was a great traveler, been around the world several times, had friends and acquaintances all over, even in the Orient, from which he'd recently returned.
I don't see where all this is leading.
And Caratal dealt with some rather shady figures, and his dealings weren't always above board. In fact, just after his visit to China, there was a theft of a valuable inkstone from one of the museums.
Oh, what in the world is an inkstone?
That was my question also. These are ancient stones used by the old Chinese calligraphers. They were extremely smooth and took the ink and held it so that the scholar could use it for his writing brushes.
I still can't see.
They're rare and becoming rarer. Some collectors would kill for them. Now, that leather satchel, it wasn't very large, was it?
No, it wasn't. Oh, I see. You think that it contained an inkstone?
It's a possibility. But one thing is a certainty. No one wanted the train. They wanted what was on it. And the only thing I can think of that fits is whatever was in that leather satchel of Caratal's bodyguard.
Well, I cannot dispute the logic, but that still doesn't even begin to explain what happened to the train. How could it vanish off the face of the earth?
Perhaps it didn't.
What?
How many men do you have at Barton's Moss?
It's a small station. There's one man in the signal tower who also operates the telegraph, and a station agent. They were both on duty that day.
Well, I like their names. Then I want you to check them out with me.
Yes, of course. What are you trying to say?
That maybe we've been on the wrong track all along. Led down the garden path, so to speak. Maybe the train did pass through Barton's Moss after all.
Your theory is way off, Inspector. Jameson, the signal tower man, has been with the road for 21 years. He's looking forward to retirement. He's absolutely 100% honest.
That checks us what I've been able to turn up. And the ticket agent also cleared all our checks.
Oh, absolutely. So there goes another theory down the drain.
No, not necessarily. Not if my surmise about the inkstone is correct.
What difference does that make?
How much do you know about the Oriental religions and philosophies?
Nothing at all.
Well, I've been studying up on them. Do you know that many of them preach the control of mind over senses? And also some of them claim that in certain circumstances, illusions can be created.
What are you trying to say?
Is there a switch-off between Barton's Moss and the next station? One that is usable?
One? There are at least 3 switch-offs.
Then I'll stay with my theory that the special did pass Barton's Moss, and your 2 men never saw it.
Mass hypnosis? We've recently heard and seen some incredible things that people will do under hypnosis. We're all familiar with the magician's catchphrase, now you see it, now you don't. But the Vanishing Act in the early 1900s, which had all England buzzing with speculation, was the frighteningly inexplicable disappearance of a steam engine, a tender, 2 railway cars, and a van on a straight stretch of track in broad daylight. How such a thing could happen baffled the shrewdest detectives and the most experienced railroad men in the United Kingdom. Nevertheless, Inspector Collins of Scotland Yard and Superintendent Potter pursued their frustrating investigation.
Well, that's the last switch-off between Barton's Moss and Lowerstone. We've come up empty again, Inspector. What now?
You go back to Liverpool, and I'll head for London.
And then?
Unless we can come up with something solid. Some piece of evidence that will take us somewhere other than to a dead end. The case will go into the unsolved file.
Now, Monsieur Roger, you have all the facts before you, just as Inspector Collins and Superintendent Potter had. You recall, of course, the rumors that were in all the papers some 8 years ago about the breaking of an impending scandal involving some of the greatest political and financial figures in France.
So if you are referring to the Martinique A.T. Paris conglomerate, I am.
Exactly. And you will also recall that it blew over. It was a 2-week sensation, and then nothing.
Oh, yes, but what...
The honor and careers of many of the greatest figures in France would have been at stake. Now, monsieur, you are a very skilled bowler. So just imagine a group of 9 pins standing so rigid, prim, and correct. And then comes a bowling ball. And plop, plop, plop. There are your 9 pins on the floor.
Dear Mac, you are exasperating. You speak in simile, but facts seem to be lacking.
Caratel was your bowling ball, monsieur. The most important men in France were your 9 pins. And they knew that Caratel was coming. Oh, yes, they knew. And thus they took steps. They formed a syndicate, a group to finance the stopping of this bowling ball. And I was chosen as agent to see that Caratel should never set foot in London.
Very well. I understand the premise. They hired you as an assassin.
Oh, no, monsieur. Assassins come cheaply. They needed 2 things. 1, that Caratel be stopped. 2, that the papers he was carrying, the damning documents, which proved beyond the shadow of a doubt that they were all guilty, these had to be destroyed. Thus, I was given unlimited funds. Unlimited, you understand?
But would it not have been cheaper to buy buy off Caratel.
Undoubtedly, but Caratel was not only carrying these proofs, he was also carrying a grudge against some of the men involved. In this matter, he could not be bought.
Well, Mike, I think we could proceed more rapidly if you would allow me to do a sort of cross-examination.
But certainly.
Where was Caratel when you received this commission?
In Central America.
Then why did you wait until he actually arrived in Liverpool before you...
I did not. I immediately dispatched an agent to take the boat with him and report to me. But unfortunately, by the time my agent arrived, Caratel had already sailed.
And so you decided to wait until he arrived?
No, monsieur. I fitted out a small armed brig, which was sent to intercept Caratel's ship.
But would that not have been piracy?
Certainly. But that is just a word. We would have accomplished our purpose except for the same storm that made Caratel miss the express. The brig was blown, of course. We missed him.
And what would have happened if Caratel had arrived in Liverpool in time for the express to London?
Every first-class compartment on the express was booked by 3 of my men. They left only 2 vacancies in each compartment. Whichever compartment Caratel was assigned would have been covered, and the extra men served as backups.
It seems a most elaborate conspiracy. You mean to tell me that Caratal was unaware of all this activity, completely unsuspicious?
On the contrary, he is extremely wary. One of the reasons why I felt the matter had to be disposed of before he reached London was because we knew that he had arranged for a substantial amount of protection in that city.
But why would he wait until London?
It's not easy to obtain absolutely trustworthy bodyguards in Central America. As it was, the man Gomez, the mute, was a rare find for him.
All right. You have him arriving in Liverpool and missing the express. Now, if you had succeeded in getting the superintendent to persuade Caratel to share his special with you, what then?
Things would have been much simpler for everyone. It would no longer have been necessary to make an entire train vanish. The affair with the engineer Slater would not have been bungled. Oh, yes, I admit that was bungled, a major flaw.
Very well. Please, let us get to the special.
You know by now that I am not a particularly modest man, but I must give credit to my English ally, one of the acutest brains in England. It was he who arranged that 2 of the 3 employees of the railroad on the special were our men, at a price that would make them independent for life. I won't go so far as to say that the English are more honest than any other nation, but I have found them more expensive to buy.
Well, Mike, I could do with less of your philosophy.
Very well. Picture, if you will, that day on which Caratel hired the special. As soon as I knew I couldn't get aboard as Major Moore, my English confederates picked me up in his horse and carriage.
Our bird was too cagey to let anyone aboard his special, eh?
He has his storm signal set, that is for sure.
It doesn't matter. My men are waiting.
Out of sight, I trust?
And in a culvert alongside the tracks. How much time do we have?
The special isn't scheduled to leave for another half hour or so, and then it will have to get to Barton's Moors.
Not to worry. The wooden ties leading to the Heartsease mine had never been removed, even though the tracks had been. When I heard that our pigeon had missed the express, I got the crews to working almost immediately, with breaks in their schedule when trains were supposed to pass. No one saw them.
How much work has to be done?
We took all the rails, fish plates, and rivets from the abandoned sidings. There were plenty to lay tracks.
And the switching?
Well, I'll be at the points myself, and I've got a perfect location for you. Atop the culvert, where you can see the train approaching and also oversee the siding and the tracks leading to the mine.
Then let us whip up the horses and get there and see to it that everything is going according to plan.
All right,
you men. Step lively now.
When is the next train scheduled through here?
Nothing except the special. How far into the mine do you want those tracks laid?
All the way to the mouth of the pit.
How fast has she got to go?
What were your instructions to the stoker?
Well, after he's clawed it home, the engineer, he's to slow the train to give him and McPherson time to jump off. And just before he jumps, he's going to give it full speed throttle.
Very good.
If she's going too fast, she may jump the gap and finish up on the other side.
I do not think that is likely.
Let's hope not, because that'd leave us with quite a mess.
And so, with half an hour to spare, our preparations were completed. The track lay to the mouth of the mine pit, but I still had to plan for other eventualities.
Just a moment. I don't quite understand about the mess you spoke of. If the train, or part of it, were to jump the pit.
I was hired to dispose of Caratel and his documents. If there was to be any shadow of doubt about his death or the papers, then I would not have done my job.
Well, very well, but...
And a steam engine lying wrecked can be dangerous. There's always a chance of explosion. But there was still another factor to be considered. And so picture, if you will, a lovely day in the English countryside, my English ally and myself standing beside some miles of straight, shining track, with him at the switch which would send the special off to the siding.
As you can see, Nermac, the switch has been well lubricated, should work perfectly. And you better get up on top of the culvert now. She's due along here very shortly. If the stoker's at the throttle and everything's under control, he'll signal us as he approaches the switch with 3 blasts on the whistle.
As prearranged, the engine came into view moving slowly. My perch commanded a view of everything, the switch, the siding, and the entrance to the mine. The special drew closer and closer. I saw my English confederate throw the switch. The special rolled onto the siding so smoothly that the passengers, Caratel and his bodyguard, never realized they were no longer on the main line. I saw a man leap from the cab of the engine. At the same time, McPherson jumped from the van, and I stood riveted as the engine started to pick up speed. The wheels began to scream as they raced over the rustic track. And then I saw at the window the first-class compartment the faces of Caratel and his henchman Gomez. They realized what was happening, and they were screaming. Although the mute could make no sound, and suddenly I saw the bodyguard jerk at his wrist, point to the leather satchel, fling it out the window, as if to say, here are the documents. Take them, but spare my lives. There's nothing I could do now. The train rushed on, ran off the track, and for a moment I feared that it indeed would jump the gap. When it hit the far edge, shuddered for a moment and then plunged into the open shaft. With a tremendous roar, the boiler exploded. And that, Monsieur Roger, was the final resting place of the Rochdale Special.
Monsieur Lernac, your account was most impressive and highly dramatic. But I do not see how it would change the opinion of the gentleman in question.
With all due respect, Monsieur Roger, you lack my experience in dealing with the rogues. You remember that I said the leather satchel was thrown out the window of the train before it went into the shaft?
Yes.
Knowing the people with whom I was dealing, I took the precaution to extract very few pertinent pages, and kept them. And as an honorable man, I have never used them. But tell those rogues that I have them, and I will use them mercilessly if they leave me here to face trial.
That is the story told me by Herbert Lernac. I never saw the documents. He would trust them with no one. Enfin, I have no way of judging the truth of his fantastic tale, but I did deliver his message, and somehow a mistrial was declared and Wehrmacht went free. Oh, I leave you to draw your own conclusion, as I have mine.
Drawn mine. Now that this little-known story of A. Conan Doyle has been aired, it may very well be that a number of sightseers will find their way along the old-time tracks of the London and West Coast Railway, looking down mine shafts for a broken and rusted steam engine and 5 railway cars. Who knows? Perhaps their search will someday be successful.
CBS Radio Mystery Theater presents Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Life is eternal, and love is immortal, and death is only a horizon. And a horizon is nothing save the limit of our sight. The limit of our sight. It has nothing to do with the limit of our perception. Therefore, it is not the vision of our eyes that illuminates what lies beyond the horizon.
Sometime around 6 this evening, you hired a cab.
I don't remember, Inspector.
But the driver remembers you. He drove you to Dr. Bexler's address. Do you deny it?
No, I can't deny it now. Why have you come here, Inspector?
To tell you that Dr. Bexler is dead. He was murdered.
Murdered? By whom?
I'm not sure. But I can tell you that you're the best suspect we have.
Our mystery drama, Wine, Women, and Murder, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Sam Dan and stars Robert Dryden. It is sponsored in part by Buick Motor Division and ARM, Allergy Relief Medicine. I'll be back shortly with Act One. Are there as many stars in the sky as there are grains of sand on the beach? And does it matter? It does to some people, proving that any knowledge, no matter how esoteric, is meaningful to somebody, sometime, somewhere, somehow. Well, no matter what it is, you want to find out. If there's ever been a book published on it, Elias Breckenridge would know all about it.
Good morning, Mr. Breckenridge.
Oh, good morning, Miss Bexler.
I came in because of the sign on your door.
Oh, the sign.
Well, it says, "Will be closed for holiday."
Yes.
Well, I'm not aware of any holiday. There's no national one that I know of, even though they've been scrambled about in a most confusing fashion.
Yes, that's true. Well, it's my holiday. I shall be away for a week.
Oh, you mean a vacation?
No, my dear Miss Bexler. A vacation implies a period of freedom from toil. I do not consider my bookshop as an enslavement.
Of course. Trust you to put the situation in its true perspective.
I am en route to Germany.
All the way from California to Germany?
The city of Cologne, or Cologne, as we might say it.
Oh? Is there some purpose, some reason for choosing Cologne?
Of course. I'm a member of the International Coleridge Society.
Coleridge?
The poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge.
Of course. The Ancient Mariner.
The best known, but perhaps the least of his achievements.
Wasn't he English?
Oh, yes, most certainly. Quite essentially English.
Well, then it would seem to me
that the society should meet in England.
Precisely.
It requires no great imagination or originality to honor an English poet in England, does it?
But why meet to honor him in Germany?
Because of the Rhine.
The Rhine?
The river.
Oh.
Tell me, Miss Bexler, what is the most serious problem facing society today?
Promiscuity?
Ecology.
Reasonable people may differ.
Coleridge was the first of the major poets to be truly concerned with the population of the environment.
Is that a fact?
On a trip to Germany, he could hardly wait to see the beautiful Rhine of song and story. It almost broke his heart.
The Rhine?
Yes. On close examination, it was nothing but a poisoned and polluted river.
Pity.
He therefore wrote the famous poem, Cologne, the theme of which is, "The river Rhine, it is well known, does wash the city of Cologne. But tell me, nymph, what power divine shall henceforth wash the river Rhine?"
Beautiful.
Yes, he was one of the great romantic poets. He is dead almost a century and a half, and yet he speaks of today.
You must admit the romantic poets were all promiscuous.
And so we meet to honor one who was not only a great poet, but also a pioneer environmentalist.
I dare say.
It is not enough for a poet to write beautifully. His words must also be meaningful.
I'm sure of it. Well, you said you were going to Cologne, and by the sheerest of coincidences, I have some business in, of all places, Cologne.
Oh, do you indeed?
Yes, I have a cousin in Cologne, Dr. Karl Heinz Bexler. He teaches at the university.
Oh, indeed?
Yes. His specialty is molecular genetics.
Is that a fact?
Well, we have an uncle who died.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He was 95.
Well, even so.
In Cincinnati, where he left us a house. We agreed to sell it.
Ah, I see.
You see, we must get the deed to my cousin somehow. And, well, I was thinking... Oh, no, it would be an imposition.
What would?
Well, since you are going to Cologne...
Oh, I should be happy to.
Would you? You see, the mails can be so undependable. Oh, but it would be too much trouble.
No trouble at all.
You could place the deed in his hands.
Yes, and he could sign it.
Well, that's all he has to do.
And then I could bring it back.
Oh, I can't help feeling that I'm imposing.
Oh, no.
Well, if you're sure.
I insist. I keep saying what a pity we have so few opportunities to be helpful to one another. What I mean is that we take so few opportunities
if you're quite sure.
My dear Miss Bexler, I insist. My dear Miss Bexler, I write to inform you that I have arrived here in Cologne after a most uneventful journey. I have seen the River Rhine, and unfortunately, Mr. Coleridge was all too truthful. I am about to post this letter to you and then leave my hotel to visit your cousin and tend to your little affair. I have telephoned. I am expected. Sincerely, Elias Breckenridge. Taxi, are you free?
Who is free in this world?
It is comforting to know that German cab drivers are as philosophical as American ones.
And you, Herr American, are you out for some fun?
Oh, yes. Take me to 71 Schillerstrasse. Is that it?
You won't find much fun there.
No?
Oh, no. That is where the teachers are. At the university. That's where they live.
Ah, then I have the right address.
Not for fun. For real fun, I could take you to a...
I suppose it all depends on how you define fun, huh?
For me, fun means ladies present.
Oh, I shall be with some ladies later this evening.
I misjudged you, Herr American.
We have several female members of the Poetry Society.
I was right the first time. But if you should change your mind later on, ask at the taxicab line for Willie. Willie Kellner.
Very well. I'll remember.
No, somehow I do not think you will.
Mr. Breckenridge.
Professor Bexler?
Yes, please, come in.
Thank
thank you. Please, be seated. Glass of wine?
No, never during the day. I make it a rule.
We have a saying here in Cologne. Lies were meant to be spoken. Rules were meant to be broken.
Yes, well...
It sounds better in German. And I have a most excellent vintage.
Oh, well, a little. I've been looking forward to your fine Rhine wines.
Oh, this is imported from California. Rodelère. You may have heard of it. I prefer it to our own. Please, don't tell anyone.
Oh, certainly not.
Prosit.
You're very good, Elsa. Well, so you're a professor of molecular genetics.
I have that honor, yes.
I am a bookseller. Now that I think of it, I happen to have in my shop the definitive work in your field.
Indeed?
Well, not that there's much demand for it. It's by Dr. Harrison Peterson. You aware of it?
Oh, certainly.
I must say that I find his book hard going. Do you know Dr. Harrison Peterson? I imagine you would.
Oh, yes. Yes, I do.
The field is so small.
We are the best of colleagues. Tell me, how well do you know my cousin Maud?
Well, she comes into the shop now and then to buy a book.
Wonderful woman. So kind, so concerned with humanity, so sincere. A saint, that woman. And so are you, sir, to perform this kindly act. Most people would not have bothered.
Yes, it could be a more cooperative world, I suppose.
Let us have a drink to that. A more cooperative world.
Oh, no, thank you. No more for me. One has to set limits.
But if no one broke limits, what would happen to progress, huh?
You have a point. But the Coleridge Society banquet begins early this evening.
Then I must not keep you. But now, you know the way. You must come again.
Perhaps you could explain Dr. Harrison Peterson's book.
Gladly.
Well, until next time. Oh, I nearly forgot. The deed.
The deed? Oh, yes, of course. The deed.
I have it right here in this envelope.
Well, thank you again, Herr Breckenridge. And please, visit again soon. Goodbye. Or better, auf Wiedersehen.
Well, aren't you going to sign the deed?
Of course.
I thought if you signed it now, I could take it with me.
Well, this is a legal document, and I make it a never-to-be-broken rule. Never to sign any legal document until my attorney has read it.
Uh-huh.
You may say to yourself, this is a simple, small matter of the deed to a house, and my dearest cousin Maud is a woman of the utmost rectitude. Yet
I understand, Professor Bexler.
I hope I do not impress you as an overly suspicious type, Herr Breckenridge.
No, certainly not.
We have a saying here in Cologne. Make positive before you sign what is yours and what is mine.
I understand.
It sounds better in German.
I dare say. Well, once again, auf Wiedersehen, Professor Wexler.
Leb wohl, Herr Breckenridge.
Xanadu de Kubla Khan, a stately pleasure-dome decree, where else the sacred river ran through caverns. Hello. Did I leave the lights on when I left?
Herr Breckenridge?
What? I beg your pardon? Who are you?
My name is Friedrich Schmidt.
What you doing in my room?
I'm with the Criminal Investigation Section of the German Federated Republic.
Oh. Well, what has this got to do with me?
Some 5 hours ago, at approximately 6 p.m., you engaged a taxi driven by a Willy Kellner?
I'm not sure I remember.
But he remembers you. An American gentleman he picked up in front of this hotel.
Oh, yes, of course.
He says he drove you to number 71 Schillerstrasse, to the home of a Dr. Karl-Heinz Wexler. Do you deny it?
Deny it? How could I deny it? Why would I deny? What is it you want?
I've come here to tell you that Dr. Karl-Heinz Bexler is dead. Murdered.
That's impossible.
Unfortunately, it's true.
Murdered? When? By whom?
When? Sometime around 6 this evening. By whom? By you.
Let's see. We were with him during that visit to Dr. Karl-Heinz Bexler's home. We didn't see or hear Elias Breckenridge kill the professor. However, we were not with him when he went to the meeting of the Coleridge Society. We only have his word for that. Have we been wrong about meek, mild-mannered Elias Breckenridge? One thing is sure. To be accused of murder when you're a stranger and alone in a foreign country is hardly the happiest of situations. I'll return shortly with Act Two. The Good Samaritan had compassion, as we are told. However, helping one's neighbor can turn out to be a risky business in the end. And it's no one's fault, really. It's just the way things are. Somehow, so many of us, so often, suffer our greatest losses when we're engaged in someone else's business. A case in point, Mr. Elias Breckenridge.
Herr Breckenridge?
Why am I being kept here in jail?
Are you ready to be reasonable, Herr Breckenridge?
About what?
You insist on making these foolish denials. Confess that you killed Dr. Bexler.
But I didn't.
Why did you visit Dr. Bexler?
I told you. To deliver a document.
What sort of document?
A deed to a house in Cincinnati.
Where?
A city in America located on the Ohio River.
And?
I brought it to him and left it there.
You left this deed with Dr. Bexler?
Yes. And then I said goodbye and went on to the banquet.
If you left this deed with Dr. Bexler...
What do you mean, if?
If you left it there, where is it?
Where is it?
Now, that is my question. At about 6 p.m., you visited Dr. Bexler. At about that time, he was murdered, stabbed to death.
Oh, no. I could never
You say you left the document. Well, none was found. Therefore, none was left. Therefore, you lied about the deed. In sum, you visited him for another purpose, to murder him.
But why would I want to murder Dr. Bexler?
Well, that is the question you must answer. We have enough proof to go to trial in a court of law.
You mean that I'm to be tried for murder?
The only mystery is the motive. Why, Herr Breckenridge? Why?
Now, look, you can't railroad me. I'm an American citizen. I demand to see the American ambassador.
The ambassador? Himself?
Well, who do you think he is? He's just a servant of the American people, of whom I happen to be one.
Mr. Elias Breckenridge.
Yes? Well, who are you?
I'm from the American consulate.
You?
My name is Victoria Shakespeare.
You don't look like a consul.
I'm not. I have a long way to go. I'm only the third assistant secretary.
Oh, I see. I'm not important enough to merit a visit from the consul himself.
He's busy negotiating a $20 million trade treaty.
What's more important? Justice for a human being or money?
Now, what do you think I can do for you?
You mean to say that I'm in danger of being hanged, and the best my country can do for me is to send a third assistant secretary?
First, you are in no danger of being hanged.
Oh. Well, then you are going to do something about it.
Because there is no death penalty in this country, you'll probably get life.
Second, I may be a third assistant, but I have prospects of becoming a first assistant.
Well, you must do something.
What? We've been presented with the facts in the case. Tell me, why did you kill him?
But I told... No. What's the use? It's a nightmare. I find myself in prison, accused of murder that I did not commit. I am abandoned by my country.
You still haven't answered the question, why did you kill him?
I did... All right. You refuse to help me.
You insist you went there to deliver a deed. But no deed or document was found.
Someone took it.
Who?
Whoever murdered Dr. Bexler.
But you murdered Dr. Bexler.
Miss Shakespeare, please leave me. I was foolish enough to believe that my country would stand behind me. Elias Breckenridge, bookseller. Who does he think he is? Are you quite finished with me?
I have to make a report. Now, you claim you came here to attend an international poetry conference.
And I can prove it.
A customer of yours back home, a Miss Maud Bexler, asked you to deliver a document to a cousin of hers here in Cologne, a Dr. Karl Heinz Bexler, who teaches at the university.
Yes, that's true.
You claim you visited Dr. Bexler briefly, left the document with him, and went on to your meeting.
That's exactly what happened.
Thank you, Mr. Breckenridge.
And now that you've got that information, what are you going to do with it?
Why, file it. Of course, Mr. Breckenridge. File it. Mr. Breckenridge.
What are you doing here again, Miss Shakespeare?
The consulate has assigned me to your case.
Which means what?
Which means I have begun an investigation.
It's about time.
I have been...
Why don't you start at the beginning? Start with Miss Maud Bexler, who asked me to deliver the deed.
I have already done that.
You've already...
Yes, Mr. Breckenridge. I telephoned the chief of police back in the States to get a deposition from Miss Maud Bexler.
Well, now we're getting somewhere.
The transcript was sent here by plane, and it arrived this morning.
Now then, Miss Shakespeare, this should get us off to the proper start. It will prove that Miss Maud Bexler asked me to bring the deed to Dr. Karl Heinz Bexler. It will prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that I am speaking the truth.
Would you care to read the transcript?
Oh, it isn't necessary.
Well, I'm sure it will be informative.
I know what it says.
Do you? Here. Now, why don't you look through it?
A transcript of deposition given by Miss Maud Bexler to Detective Lieutenant Frank Fremont of the Los Angeles Police on April 17th at 10 a.m.
Well, Miss Bexler, are you acquainted with Mr. Elias Breckenridge?
Breckenridge? Well, I don't mean to seem...
Are you saying you do not know Mr. Elias Breckenridge?
No, I don't think so.
Are you saying that you have never been in Breckenridge's bookstore?
Oh, yes, I have been there.
Did Mr. Breckenridge tell you he was going to Cologne to attend a meeting of the Coleridge Society?
No. Oh, we never engaged in any sort of personal conversation.
Miss Bexler, did you give Mr. Breckenridge a deed to a house you inherited from an uncle in Cincinnati to deliver to a cousin in Cologne?
Lieutenant Fremont, first, I have no uncle in Cincinnati or anywhere else, for that matter. Therefore, he could not leave me the deed of the house. And since I have no cousin in Cologne, I would have no reason to ask Mr. Breckenridge to deliver the non-existent deed for a non-existent house to a non-existent cousin.
Miss Bexler, do you have any idea why Mr. Breckenridge should have told such a story?
Well, obviously, he's a promiscuous person.
She's lying. The woman is lying.
Why should she lie? Mr. Breckenridge, is it true that you lose money on your bookshop?
Who told you?
We've been checking some of your friends and acquaintances. You told them. The bookshop does not make a profit.
Well, you can't make money if you want to carry books many people won't read.
Well, then why carry them?
Because they're good books. deserving books.
Who subsidizes your shop, Mr. Breckenridge? Who makes good the loss?
Who? Well, I do.
But where do you get the money?
I have a small income left to me by my mother.
Mr. Breckenridge, isn't it true that your bookshop is a front?
A front? For what?
Why don't you tell me?
Miss Shakespeare, I have nothing to tell you.
Are you a hired assassin?
How can you make such an accusation?
Then what other reason would you have for killing Dr. Bexler?
Bexler? Hey, see, I was right. Maud Bexler denies having a cousin in Cologne, but there was a Karl-Heinz Bexler living here.
The name is not an unusual one.
Miss Shakespeare, please, someone must listen to me.
I'm listening to you.
For someone must believe me.
That's another story.
I did not murder Dr. Bexler.
I'm afraid that attitude won't get you very far.
I see now how unfit I am for modern life.
What brings this on?
Suddenly, the smooth and even tenor of my existence is disturbed. I am, without warning, flung into a hazardous situation. And I don't know how to cope with it.
Mr. Breckenridge, I am suggesting...
I am a man of far-flung interests. I have enough information to fill an almanac. Yet I know nothing that is of any use to me in this hour of my need.
I would, personally, like to be of assistance.
That's very kind of you.
As long as there is some hope of your innocence, I am assigned to you.
But I am innocent.
If you go to trial, I am reassigned to another project. I will have to figure freight rates for the trade deal. It's a most boring task.
I can understand that.
How can we prove your innocence?
I don't know.
Let us accept your word that you did not kill Dr. Bexler. Describe that visit.
I've done that at least 100 times. I arrived at the house. It was just about 6. He admitted me.
Was he alone?
I think so. There were no signs of anyone else.
And?
We had a glass of wine.
Yes.
And we chatted.
What about?
Oh, just polite conversation.
About what?
I don't remember.
You came into the house. The first thing that happened.
He offered me a glass of wine.
The first thing you talked about.
It was the wine.
What did you say about the wine?
Well, he remarked that it was a California wine.
Here? In the Rhine country?
Yes. A white wine called Cordillera. I'd never heard of it.
Neither did I. Then, what?
Oh, more small talk.
On what subject?
His particular subject, molecular genetics. I happened to remark that in my bookshop I carried the definitive work in the field.
Yes.
I made a mistake.
A mistake?
How could I possibly make such a mistake? I never do.
What are you talking about, Mr. Breckenridge?
Now I know I didn't kill Dr. Bexler. Now I can prove it.
If a little knowledge is a dangerous thing, what is a great deal? Our friend Elias Breckenridge has come to this Rhenish city of Cologne to enjoy poetry. Instead, he has spent most of his time in prison. Well, there's nothing strange about that. After all, some of the world's greatest poetry was written behind bars. We'll see if we can get him out of there in Act 3. Stone walls do not a prison make, nor iron bars a cage. That's a fine poetic sentiment, but it does strain the limits of poetic license. Stone walls and iron bars make the toughest and strongest cages ever made. True, they cannot confine the spirit, but they do a great job of holding in the body. Yes, it's a great philosophy for philosophers, but small comfort for the rest of us.
You say you can prove you didn't kill Dr. Bexler?
Yes, certainly.
How?
The man who opened the door and admitted me to the house, the man who offered me the glass of wine, the man who chatted with me, and finally the man who took the deed from me. He was not Dr. Karl-Heinz Bexler.
He wasn't.
You see, I happened to mention that I sold the definitive work in his field, molecular genetics, and I said it was by Dr. Harrison Peterson, and he said he and Dr. Harrison Peterson were the best of colleagues.
Well?
I never do this. The author of the studies in molecular genetics is not Dr. Harrison Peterson.
It isn't?
No. It's Dr. Peterman Harrington.
Well, who's Dr. Harrison Peterson?
He's the author of Gradation in the Southern Sanskrit Dialects, a completely different field. Now, why did I get the two mixed up? Surely, if it were the real Dr. Bexler, he would have known the difference. Wait.
Yes.
I am accused of killing Dr. Bexler. What did he look like?
Fortunately, he is still being held here.
This place makes me nervous.
Why? Tell me, Morg.
We shall soon see.
Thank you for your cooperation, Inspector Schmidt.
Johann, slide open number 32, is it? Dr. Karl-Heinz Bexler. Well, Herr Breckenridge?
No. No, he's not Dr. Bexler.
But he is.
He's not the Dr. Bexler I spoke to.
What did that man look like?
As completely different from this one as you could imagine. This one is dark. The other was fair. This one has long hair. The other was half bald.
Inspector Schmidt, in light of this new development, could we release Mr. Breckenridge from custody?
So far, I have nothing tangible.
We will be responsible for him.
Inspector Schmidt, I must be given the opportunity to prove my innocence. Now, there are two things. First, the man who posed as Dr. Bexler, about 5 feet 10 inches, around 55 years old, light complexion, half bald. Does this description seem familiar?
I'm sure the inspector will work on it.
Yes.
Second, Cordillera. It's a white wine. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
It's from California.
Well, then I would have no reason to hear from it.
Is it sold here in the city?
Well, why are you so anxious to know about that wine?
Am I free to go?
You are released to the custody of your consulate.
He means me. But why did you want to come back here, to Dr. Bexler's place?
To look at this wine bottle.
What fascinates you about that wine?
It's a very small winery in the Napa Valley. I'm sure they don't export.
But what's the difference?
How did this bottle get here? Someone had to bring it from America. When do they deliver the mail?
Oh, about 2 o'clock.
It's just about an hour from now. Let's wait. May we talk to you for a moment?
Are you the new people in this house? Poor Dr. Bexler. Not even cold in his grave, and already the place is rented. Well, life must go on.
Dr. Bexler, did he get a great deal of mail?
Yeah, no.
Did he get much mail from America?
America, huh? Well, sometimes I would ask him for the stamps for my sister's little boy.
Yes, but did he get any packages from America?
Packages? Oh, yes. Maybe once a month. Some bottles of wine.
Why? Are you sure?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes he will offer me a glass.
Wine that came from a bottle like this?
Oh, yeah. It's not bad.
for an American wine.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
You wanted to see us, Inspector Schmidt.
Yes, please sit down. I have good news for Herr Breckenridge. The tall man who was posing as Dr. Wechsler?
Yes?
His name is Heinrich Moller, and he was a hardened criminal. He's dead.
Dead?
He was shot while robbing a warehouse in Stuttgart. And before he died, he confessed to the murder of Dr. Wechsler. And this deed was found in his clothes. Is this the document you delivered to the doctor?
Well, of course, it was in an envelope, and I didn't read it, but it seems to be a deed to a house in Cincinnati.
Now, this proves you are telling the truth.
Well, then it's all over.
Yes, poor Dr. Wechsler is dead.
Well, what should I do with the deed?
I suggest you return it to Miss Wechsler when you return to Los Angeles.
Yes, of course. I'll do that.
I'm sorry there was this misunderstanding.
Well, it isn't every day one is accused of murder, I suppose.
You are no longer in my custody, Mr. Breckenridge.
It's a pity. You have to go back to calculating freight rates.
Well, all's well that ends well, as the poet said. Although it sounds better in German.
I would like to make a transatlantic call, please. Yes. To Miss Maud Wechsler in Los Angeles, California. Yes, I'll wait. Hello? Yes, this is Mr. Breckenridge. She's not. Oh, do you know where she can be reached? Oh? She's en route to Germany. Where? To Cologne.
Just a minute.
Mr. Breckenridge.
May I come in? Thank you. Small world indeed. What brings you here?
A very sad event, as you may know. My cousin, my only relative, was murdered. I flew here for the funeral.
Oh, a most pious act, Miss Wechsler. I have here the deed you asked me to deliver.
Oh, thank you.
It's your property.
Well, you've been most helpful to me, Mr. Breckenridge.
I wish I could say that you've been most helpful to me, Miss Wechsler.
Why, whatever do you mean?
Why did you tell the police you didn't give me that document to deliver to your cousin?
Oh, that.
Yes, that.
Well, you see, I'm absolutely terrified of the police.
Are you?
Yes. Once you're involved, it brings nothing but notoriety and scandal. It's best to keep clear of such...
But did you stop to think where that would leave me?
Well, I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry.
I was being accused of murder.
Well, when the police officer called that morning, I was so surprised and frightened that I lost my head. You must believe me. I would have made it all straight later on.
Is that a fact?
You see? There's no harm done. You're free. It all ended well.
Has it ended?
Poor Carl. His murderer has confessed, and so, well, I understand the case is closed.
Not quite.
Why? Is there anything else?
Let's see. We have Miss Maud Wechsler in Los Angeles, California. We have, or had, her cousin, Dr. Karl Wechsler, in Cologne, West Germany. Miss Wechsler is a spy. So is her cousin. Miss Wechsler purchases U.S. military secrets and sends them to Dr. Wechsler, who in turn sells them here in Europe.
That's a lie.
Most are sent in wine bottles, or should I say, on wine bottles. Needed is a bottle with a great deal of white on the label. Cordillera answers that requirement. A simple, invisible ink is used, lemon juice or any strong concentration of acetic acid.
Sir, I must ask you to leave.
When you discovered that I was leaving for Europe, you made up the story of the dead uncle so that you could give me the deed to deliver. But on the back was an important message in invisible ink.
That's a lie.
But someone over here must have discovered what Dr. Bexler was doing and perhaps tried to blackmail him. Or whatever. At any rate, he killed Bexler just before I arrived, and he posed as Bexler.
Not one word of this is the truth.
Do you know what's on the back of that deed, Miss Bexler? In invisible ink? Apply a little heat to it, and you would read the specifications for the electronic rangefinder for the latest...
That's enough, Mr. Breckenridge.
Well, now, that's a pistol.
And I know how to use it.
You expect to get away with anything?
Yes. It was self-defense. You're slightly mad anyhow. Eccentric. You came here to kill me for lying about that deed. What could I do? I had to defend myself. Now I shall start to scream, and then I'll fire. Help! Help! He's going to kill me!
Do not shoot, Miss Bexler. All is well. We have him. We have him.
He's crazy. A madman, and he wanted to kill me.
Well, that's a lie. Inspector Smith, that's a lie.
That's enough out of you. You're under arrest.
Well, you certainly fouled things up.
That woman tried to kill me. She's a spy.
We know she's a spy.
You know?
We've been feeding her the wrong information for years. Dr. Bexler's been selling it. I suppose it caught up with him. A professional assassin was hired to take care of him, just as you arrived.
Then you knew about her all along?
We had to get you out from under. Why did you have to try to solve it? Miss Bexler is very valuable to us as a source of misinformation for the enemy. Now she'll have to leave all of her contacts on the West Coast and move somewhere else.
Or I could move somewhere else.
Really? Where?
I could open a bookstore here in Cologne.
I understand it takes years to build up a trade.
I understand it takes years to become a first secretary at the consulate.
It's not so bad waiting, if you have company.
Who says we don't give you happy endings? Here's a story that ended happily for all of the principals. For Elias Breckenridge and Victoria Shakespeare, of course. Certainly for Maud Bexler, who is continuing her career as an enemy spy, but working unconsciously for our side. I shall return with another happy thought in just a few moments. Today, the emphasis is on ecology, the environment. Clean air, pure water, as it should be. But there is another ecology, the ecology of the spirit, the ecology of thought. There is so much emphasis given to the quality of life. How about a little concentration on the quality of the mind? We have exercises for the mind 7 times each week, right here. Our cast included Robert Dryden, Carol Teitel, Bob Caliban, and William Griffiths. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. Radio Mystery Theater was sponsored in part by True Value Hardware Stores.
This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams. The CBS Radio Mystery Theater presents
Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. 2,000 years before Christ, Antef, the Egyptian king of the 11th dynasty, had this inscribed upon his tomb: "There is none who comes back from the dead, that he may tell their state, that he may tell their needs. It is not given to man to take his property with him, nor is there one who departs who ever comes back again." Today, almost 4,000 years later, we have reason to believe this is not so. People do come back from the dead.
Rebecca, what does the ghost look like?
He's about 6 feet tall, has a beard, green pants, olive green, and he holds in his hand a long knife.
How old would you say he is?
About 30.
Anything peculiar about his clothing?
I'd say they were, well, what people wore in the 40s. My dad had pleated pants like his.
So it's possible your ghost passed over 30 years ago.
Passed over?
Died. You see, spirits never grow older. They remain exactly the age they were when they left this world and entered theirs.
Our mystery drama, The Ghost with a Knife, based on a psychic case history reported by Bryce Bond, was dramatized especially for the Mystery Theater by James Agate Jr. and stars Arnold Moss and Patricia Elliott. It is sponsored in part by Buick Motor Division and Contact, the 12-hour cold capsule. I'll be back shortly with Act One. You sit around talking with friends, and someone asks, "Do you believe in ghosts?" For the most part, the non-believers are those to whom extrasensory experiences have never happened. But there are very many in this world to whom the spirits of another world are very real and active and cry to be heard. One of those who hears them and deals with them is Bryce Bond, a well-known psychic scientist and investigator of the supernatural and supernormal.
Let me get down to cases, one in particular. About a week before December the 16th, 1974, I received a call from the president of the Foundation for Parasensory Investigation, who told me that a policeman from Mineola, Long Island, called to say that a Mr. and Mrs. Green, a young couple he knew, asked him to come over to their house and investigate a ghost. I set up a date with the couple and asked David Enters, a medium, a psychic, and also a photographer, to come along with me.
Oh, come in, come in. You are...
Bryce Bond, and this is David Enters.
How do you do? You can leave your overcoats here.
I'll hang on to my camera, if you don't mind.
You're going to take pictures of our ghost, Mr. Enters?
If I can.
I didn't know one could. This is my husband, Leo.
How do you do?
Our boy Tommy is upstairs. He's asleep, I hope.
I see you've got a camera. I've always thought those pictures of spooks and ghosts were fakes. You know, superimposed shots, that kind of thing.
Have you seen this ghost, Mr. Green?
I most certainly have.
Well, then perhaps so can my camera. I use infrared film. Wherever heat is generated in outline or even in considerable detail, it will register on the film.
I had no idea.
May we start? Mr. Green, Mrs. Green, I'll begin by asking you your first names.
Rebecca.
Rebecca. And your husband is Leo, and your boy is...
Tommy.
Tommy. Well, now, I'm Bryce, and this is David. If we're to help you, we should all try to be as relaxed and informal and friendly as we can. Now, this apparition you experience, we want you to regard him or her...
It's a man.
Well, he's to be regarded as a friend. We don't want to antagonize or frighten him.
We're the ones who are being frightened. He isn't really a very friendly spirit. He looks horrible.
Rebecca, can you tell us when you first saw him?
Yes. When I first... It all started
Becky, may I? My wife is really very upset about this. You see, she's home most of the time, and I'm at work. So she's been under a much greater strain. I think I can be calmer.
There it is. Those are the footsteps.
We've sort of become used to our ghost walking up from the cellar. He's been doing that for months now.
Leo, I can tell them. Tommy was the first to see the ghost. Tommy, my son. He came down one morning. He's only 4. And he said, Mommy, who's that man in my room? He said, I woke up in the middle of the night, and he was standing there.
We didn't know what to make of it at first. I said to Becky, I think Tommy's having a nightmare. But it kept happening, night after night.
That's him, coming up the cellar stairs. Then he opens the cellar door. He's doing it now, in the kitchen.
Well, maybe he's showing off because you've got guests.
Oh, no, he does that every evening. But most of the time you don't see him. He doesn't, what do you call it?
Materialize.
No, he doesn't. He just walks around invisible. I don't like the idea of leaving my wife and son in a house with a strange guy. He's 6 foot tall.
Will you excuse me? I'd like to go into the kitchen and have a look down those cellar stairs. I'll be right back.
So he goes up and down the cellar stairs.
That's right. Through the cellar, into the boiler room.
Always follows a pattern.
I think he's trying to attract our attention to something. We get the feeling he wants us to follow him down there.
And do you follow him?
Yes, we have many times, but there isn't anything special down there, so it doesn't make any sense.
Cellar door was open. Went down a couple of steps, but I couldn't see a thing. Took some shots, but I don't have much hope.
Well, there's nothing down there but the usual stuff people have in their basements. And the oil burner. Actually, 2 oil burners. We put in a new one last spring. Just left the old, useless, rusty one where it was.
Leo, how long have you lived here?
Since right after last Christmas. Almost a year.
It was December 29th, last year.
The house was built in 1929, so the old oil burner didn't owe us anything.
Anyway, all this started this past October. For weeks, we only heard noises, and then, as I told you, Tommy started to see the ghost in his room at night, and about a month ago, November, so did we.
I'm sorry we didn't know about this manifestation sooner.
So am I. But Becky and I, we didn't know what to do. You know, people kid you. Remember Joe Forster, our friendly patrolman?
Mm-hmm. What made you decide to tell a policeman?
It's one thing just to hear noises. It's another thing to see a man 6 feet tall. But last Monday, I was alone here with Tommy. And he came at us with the knife.
I've done many years of investigative work into the parasensory, but this was the first time I'd heard of a supernatural entity holding a knife. I gave the Greens a complete rundown of who David and I were, the extent of the work of the foundation, and said that we were quite prepared to help them immediately.
You mean right now, this evening?
As much as we can. Agreed?
I should say so.
Oh, yes.
Rebecca, let's start by going upstairs to Tommy's room. That's where he first saw the apparition?
Yes. But I wouldn't like to wake him.
It's not necessary. And Leo, would you take David down to the cellar so that he can have a look around? It's from the cellar the ghost always comes, yes?
That's right. We think he must live down there.
Just up these stairs, Mr.
Bryce.
Bryce. Here at the landing. That's our bedroom. Leo's and mine on the right. And Tommy's is on the left. Only Tommy has seen him inside his room. I first saw him here, outside Tommy's door. We're standing right where you're standing.
What does he look like?
He's about 6 feet tall, has a beard, dark hair, a maroon-colored shirt, green pants, olive green. And then, now, he carries this big knife.
Rebecca, how old would you say the ghost is?
Not old, about 30.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything peculiar about his clothing?
Peculiar? You mean like bloodstains?
Oh, no. I mean, is it modern or is it old-fashioned?
Sort of modern, but not really what you're wearing today. Sort of like what people were wearing 20, 30 years ago.
I see. So it's possible the ghost passed over in the 1940s.
Passed over?
Died.
Oh. Do they appear to us in the same clothes they wore when they died?
Well, of course. The same clothes and the same age. Spirits never grow older as we do. They remain exactly the age they were when they left this world and entered theirs. Well, now, can we take a peek into Tommy's bedroom?
I'll open the door very quietly. I don't want to wake him.
Now, where was the ghost standing when Tommy saw him?
Mostly at the foot of his bed. Most of the times. Right by that window. Oh, and that's another thing. Wait a sec. I want to show you something. I don't know if this... Would you take a look at this plant?
Oh, what is it? Or should I say, what was it?
African violets.
Could have used a little water.
That's just the point. This morning, this plant was healthy and alive. I got it at the store. It's at least a tenth of... Well, I don't know how many plants or all kinds we've put in Tommy's room. And he loves growing things. We watch them, water them, but they all die. Overnight, they shrivel up. Have you seen enough?
Yes, I have. How does Tommy react to the ghost?
Well, you know, he's very little.
But still...
He isn't scared. But he's only 4. That's awfully young to understand fear. I'll tell you something I've noticed, Bryce. Whenever I go into Tommy's room, I feel good there.
Can you explain that a little better?
Well, in the rest of the house, I feel uneasy, almost like alarmed. But in Tommy's bedroom, it's really more peaceful. I've had the funny idea that maybe the ghost is protecting my baby, and that's why it feels good in there.
Oh, there you are. Well, we explored the cellar. How's everything upstairs, Bryce?
It's very interesting, David. As I said before, this ghost follows a pattern. No question about that. You saw nothing in the basement.
Nothing visible, but I think, Bryce, we should consider that the old oil burner may have something to do with the ghost.
That had occurred to me, too, David. But what?
A number of possibilities, Leo. Somebody may be buried under the concrete.
In our cellar? Buried?
How horrible.
There's no point speculating how this wandering spirit died. Our job is to try to discover why he's here. You know, I find it warm in here. It would give us a better working atmosphere if you could please lower the heat. Just turn it down a couple of degrees.
Oh, Leo, we forgot to tell them.
Yes, we did. You see, Bryce, he turns up the heat.
He? You mean...
Yes, we forgot to tell you about that.
We're no different from anybody else. We've been trying to conserve heat every night. We push the thermostat down to about 60, 65.
Did either of you turn the thermostat down tonight?
Yes, I did. I remember distinctly doing it, but just before you two arrived.
Now, come have a look at the thermostat.
90. Look at that. Oh, let me get a shot.
Yep, 90 degrees. That's what he usually pushes it up to. You know, we've gotten up in the middle of the night, roasting. Come down, 90 degrees. We haven't been able to figure out what he's trying to do to us.
Leo, move to one side, please, so I can focus.
Yeah, sorry.
At least now we know he's come up from the cellar and was right here at this spot, this evening. Before, when I heard him walking back down the cellar stairs, I was afraid he'd left us. When strangers enter a house, generally a spirit will not manifest itself unless you make a real effort to be friendly.
Bryce, can I say something? I mean, about the way I feel.
Well, by all means.
I have a funny... No, it's not funny. It's really a very strange sense of dread. I never felt it quite so strong. Betty, what is it?
Oh, don't you feel it? Don't you feel anything?
You mean that cold wave of air? Well, sure, I feel it. I'll just cover the whole room, see if anything registers on the infrared.
Oh, we haven't done something awful, have we? I mean, by asking you here.
It's very cold right in front of me. Like someone's looking right into my face.
I don't think I can stand this much longer, oh, Leo.
We must all be calm and accept the fact that at this very moment, our mysterious friend is in this room, and he's moving about.
Rebecca and Leo Green are real people. This event really occurred in their Tudor-style home on Locust Avenue,
Mineola, Long Island, on the 16th of December, 1974. Bryce Bond and David Enters are witness to this fact. I'll return shortly with Act Two. The lives of a young suburban couple and their 2-year-old son are suddenly turned topsy-turvy when their home is invaded by an apparition who appears to live in their cellar and wanders about their house day and night. To live in a house with a spectral stranger is unnerving enough, but when the ghost carries a long, dangerous-looking knife, it can be terrifying. Why is he here? Can he be made to leave? Bryce Bond, the parasensory scientist, picks up the account.
We sat in the Greens' living room, aware of the rustle of cold air moving around us. The vibrations I picked up made it quite clear that the ghost was in that room at that very moment.
Will you folks excuse me a moment? I'm going to have to reload my camera, and I've got my film in my coat.
I'd like to turn the lights down a little more.
Must we?
I suppose I just turn out the overhead lights and leave this one next to the sofa. What about the candles on the mantelpiece?
Oh, no. Leave those burning. That's all right.
I'm almost afraid to look at the candles. I know that when the flames move, he's there.
Rebecca, what was the last time you actually saw him?
Last night.
You had a good close look at him. Hmm? How far away was he?
He was standing right there by the mantelpiece. Leo had gone to bed. I was emptying the ashtrays over here.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you saw the apparition last night, did he appear just as physical as I do now? Or did you see through him?
He was as clear as you are. In fact, it's crazy, but I'd rather really see him than have him be invisible.
And when he went, he didn't fade away, or did he?
I don't know. I went into the kitchen with the ashtray and dumped it in the garbage, and when I came back into the living room, he was gone.
Did he have a knife in his hand last night, Rebecca?
I don't know. It's just getting too much. I told you, Leo, we've got to move. I don't want to stay in this house any longer. I don't.
Oh, honey.
I don't.
Come on, that's no way to talk.
I think if you can hold on to yourselves for a little bit longer, we may be able to get the ghost to move.
There's another side to this. It may not all be as heavy as you think. A lot of apparitions love to play tricks.
In the fall, we were having trouble with the new oil burner, and I was on the phone with the oil burner man, and he said, would I go down and look at some gauge or something? I went down the cellar steps, and I fell. It was exactly as if somebody had tripped me. And then it happened again, another time.
Well, that's funny. I didn't notice any loose steps when I was down there earlier. Did you, Leo?
I haven't been down to the cellar tonight.
Well, sure you have. You brought me down. I took some pictures.
Tonight?
Of course. You're kidding me.
I absolutely don't remember.
Has this happened before in this house? Somebody's actually gone down to the basement and not remembered?
Oh, Leo. I went upstairs to Tommy's room with Bryce, and you took David into the cellar.
I did?
You don't remember?
No, I don't. I did not go down to the cellar tonight.
Oh, good Lord.
Rebecca and Leo were working themselves up into quite a state, getting increasingly agitated. I knew the vibrations they were creating were negative and would make it almost impossible to communicate with a haunting spirit.
I don't know if it's your imagination or mine. This happens to us every single night. Becky and I accusing each other of too much imagination. We even stopped having coffee with our dinner.
Rebecca, how good is your imagination?
Well, good as anybody else's, I guess.
All right. But I'm going to ask you to use it constructively. Now, this is what I want you to do, Rebecca. It's a psychic technique we use if a person is bothered by a poltergeist or an astral form who's tied to the earth, as is your ghost with a knife. Now, I ask the rest of you to remain quite silent. Rebecca, I want you to imagine yourself in a ball of white light. Close your eyes.
It won't hurt me.
On the contrary, This white light, sometimes we call it the God light, because no evil force can penetrate it.
Is the man an evil force?
At this point, we don't know.
He has a knife.
I know that, Rebecca. But holding a knife doesn't necessarily mean he's a man with evil intent.
His face. It's not a nice face.
But just in case there is danger, superimpose yourself with, or let's say, contain yourself in a globe of white light.
A large globe?
Do you feel anything? Do you see anything?
I have my eyes closed.
I know that. But in your mind's eye, you should begin to actually see the white light. It's the light of protection, Rebecca. It's the light of love.
I see it. The white light. I'm inside it. I see it.
All right, David, it's time now.
What's David going to do? More pictures?
No, David is also a medium. We didn't want to tell you that in the beginning of our session because sometimes people can't appreciate the sensitivity of a medium and they're somewhat disbelieving. But I think now you're both beginning to believe that we can help you. David, sit back. Be comfortable. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Bryce. Your presence is getting fainter.
What's David doing?
He's dropping into a trance.
Yes. Yes. I see him. I see the man. He's tall. Very tall.
David's standing up.
His face. His face?
That's the face of the ghost. David is making his face look like the ghost's.
He wants to speak. He wants to speak through Bryce. He wants to say something, Bryce.
No harm. I mean no harm.
Why do you say that, Bryce?
Thank you, Bryce. He thanks you for letting him use your voice.
The ghost had used my own larynx, my throat, to say the words, I mean no harm. This had never happened to me before. Usually it's the medium who speaks for the spirit. We then brought David out of his deep trance. Naturally, he remembered nothing of what had occurred since he's the conduit between the two worlds. I then proposed we examine every room in the Greens' house for vibrations, starting at the top. All of us went up the narrow stairs to the attic.
Bryce, would you take over now? I'm going to try for some more pictures.
Sure. Rebecca, Leo, let's turn out that electric bulb hanging there. It's better if we're in darkness. Remember, when you can't see the ghost, he also is unable to see you. When his body is visible to you, so is yours to him.
Oh, that startled me.
It's only a thunder shower.
Rain? December?
Please, please. Let no one speak. Spectral spirits, we have no thoughts for you but kindness and love. It is time now for you to leave the world of earth and return to your world, where there must be God's work for you to do. Do you hear me, spirits? Speak to us. Make us know why you are tied to this house. You have left behind your loved ones in your world to be here. Spectral spirit, why are you in this house? What do you want to say? Oh, I feel the weight. Something was taking possession of me. My head became heavy. It was hard to breathe, to get my words out. The spirit was trying to come through and tell me something. At last it passed, and we left the attic. On the second floor, we checked every room. Little Tommy's, where he lay asleep, had the warmest vibrations. Leo and Rebecca's very cold and unusual vibrations. David took pictures everywhere.
Bryce, shall we do the exorcism now?
I was just going to suggest that. Every room.
Exorcism? Isn't that some kind of spooky religious thing for witches and devils and, well, I don't know what?
Leo, you've been seeing too many horror movies. We're not about to exorcise a person, but the rooms.
But isn't that kind of sacrilegious?
No, not at all. Ours is very, very simple. We just try to communicate to see the prevailing entity, and sometimes we do. It appears in a misty form.
How do you do it?
We use the sign of the cross.
I thought the cross was a symbol of what Jesus Christ was crucified on.
Oh, heavens, no. That sign isn't the exclusive property of the church. The true cross is fire, air, water, earth. It predates Christianity by at least 65,000 years.
I had no idea.
The sign was used in those ancient days as a fire line to burn away negativity and to act as a natural blessing.
And that's the sign you're going to make now?
Exactly as the ancient metaphysical priests did. It's not a religious cross at all.
Can we watch?
Well, dear Rebecca, you should watch. This is your house. This sign will bring peace to it. We blessed all the walls of every room with our perfect cross. David and I both making large hand movements up and down and from left to right.
What do we do now?
I think now, Leo, we've created a safer haven for the ghost, so we'll have another try at communicating with it.
Why would you have to keep talking to that thing? That awful ghost with the horrible face and that knife. Why don't you just make him go away? We never did anything to anybody ever.
Don't you see, Rebecca? If we can get it to tell us why it haunts you, the whole mystery will be solved.
Now it's an it. Before it was a him. Is it real? Is it unreal? A thing or a person? Oh, it's too much for me.
Bryce, may I explain?
Please do, David.
Look, Rebecca, Leo, the spirit world is not a world where there is no life. Those spirits, like the ghost with the knife, they have just as much love and compassion as you and I. And that's
They have love and compassion and act like he does?
I'd say even more love. There's a reason for him being here. There is.
I suppose I shouldn't be making such a fuss. Maybe he is just trying to tell us something.
Well, that's what I'm hoping, Rebecca. So will you bear with David and with me?
And that's 12 o'clock.
Let's have another go at it. David?
Leo, Rebecca, will you give us a chance? We do know what we're doing.
12 o'clock.
Rebecca, I'm going to ask you again to turn out the lights and just leave the candles burning. David doesn't need much light to find his way into the other world.
Hard to believe, is it? This is not fiction. It's fact. The foundation for parasensory investigation indeed exists. Scientific psychic explorer Bryce Bond is a real person. And the events you are listening to happened. To what extent this couple and their child were freed from the haunting of the ghost with a knife, we shall find out when I return shortly with Act 3. When you enter a new world, you are a stranger until you learn the language. Everything is foreign, unexpected, almost mysterious, until you know the ABCs. So it is also in the world of mathematics, space travel, medicine, and science.
So it is in this strange world of psychic phenomena. At last, Rebecca and Leo Green are trying to understand the key to it, as well as the key words to free themselves from this astral visitor. Bryce Bond continues.
I told them I felt we were getting close to the solution. The next step was for David again to enter a trance state. Trance state. Now, what's that, they wanted to know. I explained that through David, we'd be able to enter the mysterious land of the spirit side.
I'm sorry I acted like that, Bryce. It was stupid of me, especially when I believe we're on the home stretch. I really do want to know.
So do I, every step of the way. And you were telling us about trance state, Bryce.
It's a state of being and non-being. For instance, when I do my healing, I drop down into a trance state, meaning myself, my ego, the Bryce Bond ego, leaves me, as David's is leaving him now.
Why do you do that?
Can we have silence, please?
David is freeing himself so that he can channel all the energy from above. You see? Now watch him. He's shaking his head, and now he's nodding. Do you see? Neither do we, sir, let me assure you. We wish you no harm, and we believe you wish us none. No harm. I want you to listen to me carefully, Spirit. Here on Earth, it is now winter time, December. In a little more than a week, it'll be Christmas. Do you remember Christmas? The time of goodwill to men and the time of peace. The year is 1974. Understand? 1974. That's right. That is the year it is today. Now, can you tell me when it is you passed away, passed over?
I'm glad to talk to you. You have opened the gate for me to talk to you.
I'm also glad. Do you remember what year it was you passed over?
When? You say...
Winter or summer?
About like this time. Snow and cold outside.
Do you remember the year? The year you died.
Here, I don't remember the numbers anymore.
What do you remember?
I can tell you how it was. I was very sick and I couldn't go out. I'd sit up in a chair all dressed and I'd listen to the radio a lot. There were little plays on the radio every day. Soap operas, they called them. I lived a whole year listening. They kept me alive. I didn't want to leave them. Nobody would let me out of my room. And I hadn't put it right.
What hadn't you put right?
I knew as I lay there, I hadn't fixed it right. It would go wrong.
What is it that would go wrong?
I want to tell them.
Is it something you want to tell Rebecca and Leo and Tommy?
I love little children.
What is it that's troubling you? Do you want to tell them something? You are warning them. Is that it? What harm? What harm? Rebecca and Leo and Tommy don't know who you are, but they love you. The strength of their love is wishing you to tell them. What harm? Spirit, somewhere here on Earth, you must have left behind some loved ones, and they love you too. Can you hear me? Can you hear me still? The ghost has gone. Are you all right, David?
Yes. He was very strong, wasn't he?
We almost found out why he comes here. It's something he's left undone. Thank you, David.
Won't our ghost come back?
I hope so, but I don't know. I'd imagine that until his job is finished, he won't leave you.
What job? What is it? What could he have yet to do?
We'll close our eyes now. I shall speak for all of us. At this very moment, we are all going to the cellar door.
Yes. Yes.
We want to go down the cellar stairs.
I have that feeling, too. Yes.
A sense of urgency. Now. We must go now.
Yes, we mustn't waste a moment.
There was no question about it. It was a pull as strong as gravity. We all knew we had to go down to the basement. I led the way, and then, strangely enough, like Rebecca had done before me, I too tripped on the last step and almost fell.
There he is. Over there. By the cellar window.
Oh, yes. I hope I've got enough film left in the camera. He's coming this way. He's moving over to my workbench.
Friend, what is the warning you have for us? Show us.
He's doing something with his foot.
Remember, dear friend, we wish to help you do what you have left undone. Then you can return to your world. Can you hear me? Can you understand me?
Bryce, I don't want to take any more pictures. I have a strong sense of unity with him now. If I'm in a trance state, accept that and do whatever he says to do through me.
Of course, David. The pictures are not important. Now I have exactly the same sense of haste, of something to be done quickly.
Oh, there he goes. Into the oil burner room.
Stand back. There are gas leaks down here.
What?
Back. Danger.
What leaks? I've never smelled anything down here.
Good Lord, yes. It is gas.
Do something now. Now. Hurry before it's too late.
Emergency service, Island Lighting.
Yeah, this is Leo Green, 1447 Locust Avenue, Mineola. There's a gas leak in our basement. Will you send somebody over right away?
Green, 1447 Locust, Mineola. You have your oil burner on right now?
Becky, do we have the oil burner on right now?
Of course we do. Can't you hear it?
Yes, we do have it on right now.
Do you have a red box marked emergency switch?
Just a moment. Do we have a red box, an emergency switch?
Yes, at the head of the stairs.
Yes, we do. Right at the head of the stairs.
Well, will you go there now and switch it off? We'll have somebody around to your house very shortly. It was quite true. The message relayed through David by the ghost. There was a gas leak. It had been seeping for quite some time. The power company told the Greens that had they not been alerted, in a matter of hours, their house on Locust Avenue might have gone sky high in an explosion. Everything was turned off and made safe by 3 a.m. We were all sitting around in the kitchen, finally having some coffee.
All those days and nights of not knowing. Oh, and now it's all over.
Did you take a look at Tommy?
Yes, he hasn't stirred. He slept right through the whole thing. Funny, when I went up to check on him, I felt this very warm vibration, and I thought, I know. A ghost has come up to Tommy's room to say goodbye. Then, all of a sudden, the feeling just disappeared.
Your little boy had a friend.
I don't think you'll have any problems about keeping plants alive in his room anymore.
Well, couldn't it have been the gas? Plants are sensitive to that.
You think that's what it was, Rebecca?
Oh, Leo, sometimes I begin to really wonder about you. It was the ghost trying to warn us.
Oh, come on now. Can't there be a natural reason for something? Everything can't be explained by the supernatural.
But there was no gas leak anywhere near Tommy's room. You come on now.
Look, friends, we have a report to write and some sleep to get. Thank you for the coffee.
Oh, Bryce, you and David were real friends. Been an experience I don't think either of us will ever forget.
I'd say on the whole, we had a very peaceful reaction. Don't you agree, Bryce?
Oh, yes, indeed. This ghost with a knife, he was quite a peaceful entity. Not a negative entity in the slightest.
Only negative briefly to frighten them into action.
I hesitate to think where we'd be tomorrow if you two hadn't shown up.
Who knows? Possibly our friend the ghost would have still found some way to warn you.
When I think of it, he did everything short of ripping the thermostat off the wall. And still we didn't get the message.
Nice fellow.
You know, towards the end there, I sort of wished I could have gotten to know him better. You don't think you'll be back?
I doubt it.
Not even for a short visit?
Well, good night, all. Where did you put our coats?
Oh, I'll show you.
Good night. And thank you, everybody. We'll let you know if my pictures show anything.
I mean, David, didn't you feel that way? That you'd like to have known the ghost better? I would.
Leo, who knows? If everything hadn't worked out, then maybe yes. You might have gotten to know him real well. You might have spent Christmas with your ghost in his world.
Today, at the Greens' house in Long Island, there are no more mysterious footsteps. The thermostat stays where you put it. Plants grow. And on Thursdays, when Rebecca's Bridge Club meets, there are no strange men in the kitchen. But there is a larger meaning to the story you have just heard, which I'll tell you when I return shortly. You have heard how, step by step, a higher intelligence tried to communicate danger to an average couple living in an average town. You have heard how the parasensory investigators took the steps that freed the astral being so that it could return to its world and get on with its own life. What, in our language, our words, was this being? Was it the mind? Some scientists say so. For the mind of man never dies, only the body. And so it is entirely possible that life can exist on the spirit side. And perhaps one day we shall all find out why and how. Our cast included Arnold Moss, Patricia Elliott, Bob Caliban, and Gordon Gould. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. And now, a preview of our next tale.
What did she say, Sally? What did the Buttwees the dame say?
Listen. Charles Frederick would go to these wild, primitive places that were filled with all kinds of, well, we would call them superstitions. Got every word down on tape.
Hey, that tape recorder sure does a trick. Did you get the pictures?
Oh, sure. Oh, you can't beat that little wristwatch camera.
Okay. There's lots of work to do.
I'll develop the pictures, and you start listening to the tape.
Honey, this could be it.
How much do you think is in it?
Well, she's supposed to be worth $4 or $5 million.
Oh, are we sure?
She's a believer.
Oh, yeah, I could tell by the way she talks.
I checked her out. She goes for the message from the other world stuff. She's a live one.
I could sense that. Well, we hooked the fish. Let's bring her in.
This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.